yeah, folks, we are back. Part freaking two of the best of year two of the Brett DeMott Show with Buddy. Of course, it's just me, Brett DeMott, here hosting this countdown of the top 10 best guests of year two because, of course, Buddy is on a bit of a journey with the time off that I gave him. So I'm sure we will find out more about where he's been as he gets back. But, folks, we don't have time to talk about that because we got to get into what we came here for today, which is, of course, the top 5 guests of year two of this podcast, folks. And before we get into it, I do just want to say one thing from the heart. It's a tough world out there. It sucks. A lot of what's going on in this world makes me very sad. And you know, I'm going to be totally honest with you. The one thing that I can count on to make me feel good is getting on this mic every single week with all you out there listening to just do a show that takes my mind off all the bullshit. So I appreciate every single person out there who gives us your time every single week. I hope you enjoy the show as much as we enjoy making it. And I'm not going to get more sentimental than that. I just wanted to be sincere for a moment at the beginning of this episode as we celebrate our our second year anniversary with this final 5. And this final 5, folks, is a murderer's row of guests. I mean, all-timers. And so let's just get it kicked off, you know? It was back November 20th, 2024, episode 85. We had on one of the most interesting people I've ever interviewed in my life. It was enlightening, exciting, unpredictable. And I'll be honest, I learned something about a culture that I knew nothing about. Of course, the culture that I'm referring to is Norway. Because on the show, on that day, and at number 5 in our countdown of the top 10 guests of year two, is a Norwegian fisherman who happened to hook a submarine and proceed to have a pretty unexpected, exciting, I don't know if that's the word, but unexpected bit of a journey. And of course, that fisherman I am talking about is one that looks and sounds very much like genius comedian Ryan Rosenberg. And his name was Harold Engen. Norwegian fisherman accidentally caught U.S. submarine in his nets. That's right, folks. You're looking for a carp and you get a nuclear sub.
It was this big, you know.
I bet you he's probably.
It was this big, but you gotta run.
Yes,
you gotta take off running.
Yeah, you have to run from one end to the other.
I bet he did that.
Yeah. Anyway, Harold Engen was delivering a catch of halibut to his home near the Malagan Fjord. Okay.
Fjord.
In Norway when he got an unusual
Do you know what my
message.
favorite designer is?
What?
Tom Fjord.
Okay. Well, he was on his way home near the Malagan Fjord in Norway when he got an unusual message. He was told that the propellers of a submarine had been tangled in his nets.
Damn, good-ass nets, dog.
And had dragged them about 2.3 miles out to sea.
Good-ass nets, dude. I thought that shit would just chop it up, dude.
Yeah.
A submarine?
The 377-foot nuclear-powered USS Virginia had been on its way to the port of Troms. I think. Tromsø? I don't know.
Tromsø.
The Norwegian Coast Guard confirmed one of its vessels had to help cut it loose from the nets. Engen said he wasn't angry and that the Coast Guard had been in touch about possible replacements.
Okay.
That's good for them.
Yeah.
Imagine if they were just like, no,
Or imagine him being pissed and being like going after the U.S. military.
Yeah. But Lieutenant Pearson Hawkins, what a name.
Yeah.
Spokesman for the U.S. Sixth Fleet said that in general, when the U.S. is responsible for damage to civilian equipment.
General what? Yeah, right.
The rules don't always apply.
In general, I think the payment back of U.S. Destroying civilian stuff is astronomically in one direction.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll pay you back. You never heard that.
And of course, there is a claims process to reimburse the expense, which we all know that the federal government is very quick to process things. You know, you get your tax refund the second you file. But anyway, Hawkins didn't outline what the submarine was doing off the coast of Norway, maybe trying to steal this guy's fish.
Hey. Maybe we got a big halibut operation going on.
Yes. The only information Hawkins had was that the sub was leaving Tromsø, which is Trons with an O with a slash in it. If you're fucking Norwegian,
help us out.
Let us know what that means.
But folks, it's probably like an E.
It's probably an E sound. You're right. It's probably an E. But anyway, folks, we are so incredibly excited because we reached out to Harold, and Harold was eager to come on the show. And so we are so incredibly excited to have him on. So welcome to the show, Norwegian Fisherman, Harold Engen. Harold, welcome to the show.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah. What's up, dude? Can you tell us how to say, is that Tromsø?
Tromsk.
Oh, there's so an O is kind of like a K-U?
Yes. Tromsk.
Tromsk. Wow. Okay, cool.
That's right where I found the submarine.
That's of course.
In my big net. It's my biggest, nicest net.
That's upsetting probably for you to have your biggest, nicest net ruined. But again, it seems that they will eventually pay you back, hopefully.
Well, let's hope so. Here in Norway, many of us are fishermen, and it is going to be fine. What are you laughing at? I am Norwegian. What?
I think we were laughing at my fjord joke from earlier.
Yeah, it just.
By the way, it's pronounced Fjordian.
Sorry, Fjordian. Like Michael Fjordian.
Like Michael Fjordian.
For anybody who's listening,
tongue out. He's doing tongue
Harold
out.
Just hit the big Michael Jordan tongue out pose and did a dunk. But Harold, this had to be quite a thing for you to discover. I mean, a whole submarine tangled in your nets. I mean, and assuming that your nets are your livelihood, as you said, a lot of Norwegians are fishermen. What was the sort of process after you heard about this and you went out there and saw your nets? Were they just like completely destroyed? I'm assuming they were.
Well, first of all, I was yanked in the water. I was yanked in.
Wait, were you holding the net?
I was
yourself?
holding the net. And I'm getting dragged by a submarine.
Wait, so you didn't let go?
I thought it was a fish.
Oh, you were like, you got to hold on. You got the big one. Did you think it was the big one?
I thought it was the big one.
The Moby the Dick.
The Moby the Dick. You know you're from Norway. The Moby the Dick. My wife was telling me about the Moby the Dick, and I thought that the submarines was the Moby the Dick, Norwegian style.
Wow. Well, I mean, so then I guess at the end of the day, it was probably a pretty dramatic disappointment when it wasn't the Moby the Dick.
I thought it was the Moby the Dick, and it was the submarine that chopped my hand.
Oh, it finally, I guess because it was spinning, the whole net finally got to it?
Yes. The net
pulled you under the water?
me and the submarine caught me.
Yeah.
That's the joke I've been saying. The submarine caught me.
That's a good
Big
one.
look down the glasses from Harold for anybody who's just listening. He really wants us to hear that joke.
Well,
Can you do it one more time?
Not a lot of people know, but in Norway we are big jokesters.
I believe it. Harold, you do seem to have a pretty a nice
funny face
lightness
with the
about
tongue
you.
out.
Yeah, like you seem
Little tongue out. Yeah. Little face, a little naughty face.
little.
Norway. Our most famous thing is our cultural export, of course.
Was that it, the tongue?
Oh, you know how we are in Norway.
Wait,
baby.
did Jordan get the tongue from you? Is that where he got it from?
Oh, he's Norwegian through and through. He takes all of his style from us.
Holy crap. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that Jordan got his tongue thing from Norway.
I catch a fish.
Tongue out?
I eat a dumpling.
Tongue out.
So it's kind of like, it's almost like the peace sign. It's just kind of, it's a tongue out in Norway. Wow.
Yes.
So you're under the water. So it pulled you. I mean, it said it pulled 2.3 miles. It looks like you hung on to this thing,
My
which is
biggest net. That's how big the net was. Took a while.
Oh, I didn't realize. So you didn't even really know what was happening. So it got 2 miles away from you before it started to pull you.
You gotta give the fish a freedom to go around so they don't know they are still in the net. And then once the net is around everybody,
okay. Then you start.
Yanking.
Do you like? Is it like a bag? Like you twist it and the bag gets smaller or something? How do you do it?
it's exactly like a plastic bag. Yes. You twist it. That's it.
Yeah, you just twist. Like
I got a crank and it twists.
Crank and a twist. Yeah. So when it finally pulled you, I guess it pulled you. You were on top of the water, just kind of skipping.
I'm going, this is the bigger one. This is the bigger fish. Oh, my God. And then I'm water skiing, not barefoot. I'm wearing my galosh, a big galosh, make me water ski on accident.
So
and then I go, okay, this is a fish. Okay, this is definitely a fish.
So if anybody was watching it from another boat, they just saw you just kind of skiing and then nothing in front of you.
It probably looked like Dune. Where I'm on top of the water and the worm, this case the submarine, is underneath.
You were just out there.
Norway. Yes. Well,
Damn.
we are Norwegian. We sing, we do comedy, we stick our tongue out. That's what we do.
Yeah, so then the net, it goes. And then I guess at the end, it had to pull you under when the net got short. And then that must have been terrifying because you're like thinking you're about to just like grab onto a fish. But turns out you're looking like dead down the barrel of the propellers of a submarine.
Once the propeller chopped my hand, I knew it was not a fish.
Wow. It has which hand?
This one right here. You can see how weird it is now.
It does move a little loose. It feels like maybe some tendons didn't heal up and it's kind of just hanging.
Not just loose, chopped.
Right, of course. Cut loose, you could say.
Wow, look at that. Oh, it's
This is me
freaking
trying
out.
to hold still.
It's freaking out.
Oh,
wow.
man.
Damn, I'm sorry
that's
about
tough. Yeah, that's a pretty major consequence. I think you got to put that on the bill to the U.S. government. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be sending a big bill. A big bill to the old sub. What are you keep laughing about with my
Truthfully,
accent?
No, it's not. It's literally the shape your mouth is making. I keep...
What?
It's just each time you stop speaking, it feels like your mouth stops in a position I've never seen a mouth
Well,
stop
if you
before.
think about it, no one really knows how Norwegian people sound.
Nobody's ever heard him speak.
Nobody. Everybody knows Swedish, I kiss. That's
kiss.
Not, I kiss.
Yeah, I kissed my girlfriend.
That's not in Norway. I kiss my girlfriend, yeah. Somebody's been up north. I call it Northway
Oh.
because it's high up.
It is. It's one of the. That's like it's probably freezing cold out there. So that's the other thing that I was thinking about with the water. If you're being yanked around by a freaking submarine, and I'm sure the water was freezing cold. So that.
Are you stalling with the weather again? I heard you stall earlier badly with the weather.
No, I mean, I'm interested. One, I'm 55, so that means I'm naturally very interested in the weather.
Oh, stall with the weather.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm caught up now.
What?
Yeah.
You cannot understand me?
Stall with the weather.
You are stalling with the weather talks.
No, look, I wasn't stalling. I was actually
It's getting
genuinely,
chilly. It's getting
I was
chilly where
genuinely
we are.
interested in it.
It is. It is getting chilly. We are all having to wear our biggest coats. Because up here in Norway, it gets very freezing.
I like how much you, when you said the word coats, how much your lips moved, and they didn't really affect how you said the word at all. It was almost like a show C. Coats.
Yes. Many people get bad dubbing from the way Norwegians just naturally talk.
Your mouth is flying around like your hand was earlier.
Absolutely, well, that's part of the submarine accident. It chopped my face. The sub that I thought was a fish chopped my face in Norway. Because I'm Norwegian. This is how we are, see?
It feels like that sentence feels like a
This is how
sentence.
we are. Our face was chopped. Everybody who's from Norway is going to see me and go, spitting image.
You do look hella Norwegian, I feel like.
Thank you.
I feel like y'all have I don't know if I'm getting more colorblind, but it looks like there's only like a tannish green that goes across your whole video.
Well, I am 8 feet 9 inches tall, 431 kilos heavy.
It's like 800 pounds.
There we are dense up there. Norwegians are mostly the densest people in the world. You want to know where the densest people are? You got to go to Denmark. Denmark has the most Danish people in the world. The most Danish people in the world, the most Danish ones are from Denmark. The most Norwegian people in the world are from Norway.
I would say the only Norwegian people in the world.
Well, and the most Swedish people from the whole are from Sweden.
Right.
Wow.
Great insight. Really great insight.
Really setting the record
Hey,
straight on
You know us in Norway, we're the modern day philosopher. Used to be the comedian, now it's Norwegians.
Well, I mean, Harold, I guess after this happened, I'm sure this probably put a pause on sort of operations for your fishing business while you figured it out. What was in the weeks that followed? What does a man who is so defined by his profession do when he can't necessarily get out there and pull his nets? He has to.
Well, mostly untangling. We've been untangling for
Oh,
weeks.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's a huge, I mean, the propeller's huge. The net must be huge and super strong because
It was a 2-mile net. It was a 2-mile net, and so you have to think about the tangle up.
Because
Looks
I like sometimes it takes me like 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 2 hours to like get my like AirPods, you know, and they get bunched up in your bag. Like, and they're
This
pretty.
tangle up was worse than Christmas lights.
I'm sure. Well, and if it was still tangled, does that mean that they left the sub with you to like untangle the net from?
The substitute has been dry docked so that we
It's
can
a
take the
submarine.
net. The substitute. Submarine. Oh, submarine. Like a sandwich.
Right, of course.
Yes, yes.
Oh!
So they've had the sub dry docked.
Dry dock, so it's lifted. That's what that means.
Dry docked. Yep, dry docked.
And you can just walk through it and stuff by yourself. Is there anyone there?
No, it's locked. It's locked.
Oh.
I tried.
You tried?
I tried to go in there, but but it was locked. It was all locked up. So I'm just outside the submarine trying to pull off the net from the back.
God, dang!
I have to stare down the thing that chopped my face and hand.
Yeah, you have to look right down into it. That's terrifying.
Nobody will help me.
Well, why is that, Harold? Do you not have?
Did they at least do like they
Yeah.
do it like the auto zone when you're getting your gas changed and they put the keys on top of the dash? Did they at least do that with the submarine so you know it's not going to like turn on accidentally?
Yes, the driver of the sub is just nearby on a cell phone. And the keys are on the top. And they have a big Hooters floaty. In case the submarine sinks, the keys won't sink.
You still got the keys. Yeah. That's great.
But no one will help me because I'm the most annoying fisherman in town.
Now, come on. I don't think you don't honestly believe that about yourself, Harold. I think
You sound awesome.
Yeah, you seem like a great guy. Like you're fun to hang around with. You're funny.
Yeah, funny.
Would you say I fit in with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say in our sort of motley crew of misfits,
Yeah.
we could take a guy like you.
Oh yeah. We would be a very motley crew.
Yes, we really would be. And I'll be honest with you. I've never really done a lot of fishing. It's something I like doing. It would be fun to learn. I mean, it seems like a skill that you've probably spent a long time learning, I'm assuming. And so I'm sure you have a lot of knowledge that you could offer to guys like us.
Well, as a Norwegian, you know, I've never caught a fish on a line. I've only used a net.
Wow.
We are commercial fishermen.
Right.
And so I've only used the big net.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I grew up fishing, but I didn't use a pole. I just did that catfish noodling, where you just go and kind of wade
You put your
around and
arm
stick
under
your
the water and you wait for the
hand
fish
through
to
their
bite
mouth.
you.
Yeah.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it does hurt. Yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, you've had an experience that's probably way more painful than that, though.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Oh, in Norway, we never want to get bit by the fish. That's why we use the hook. Or, as I just previously said, only a net.
Right, of course. You do everything you can to stay far away from the mouths of the animals.
Nets is hooks.
Everybody knows this, but the most dangerous part of most animals is the mouth.
That's a really interesting insight. I feel like that's not one that you heard guys like Steve Irwin warning people about. And ultimately, with him, it wasn't a mouth that got him.
Unfortunately, he thought the safest part of the beast was the tail.
Right. Because it was furthest away from the mouth.
Boy, was he wrong.
He really was. Look, great guy. Don't mean to desecrate his memory or anything.
And I'll tell you what, I thought the khakis were thick enough.
You'd think there would have been some protection there, but I don't know. We don't need to talk about it.
Do you get sucked into this topic often, do you?
Not this topic specifically, but topics similar to this topic. Yeah, just like,
Yeah. Because as a news show, it's kind of a tough show to do sometimes because, the news is crazy and, you deal with a lot of crazy stories. We thought this was going to be, like a real fun, story, kind of like guy catches a submarine, but turns out you got your hand all wiggly.
Oh, you want a fun Norwegian story? One time it rained for 10 years. Now that was fun. Nobody had any pigment for years.
Wow.
No one could go outside. It was wet for years.
Wow, when was this?
1995 to 2005.
Oh,
That's
So
in very recent memory. It
Very
feels
didn't hear a
recent.
thing
it
about
should,
that.
it should have been huge world news, it feels like.
Yeah.
I know. All they said was it's raining again
Every
I
day.
guess
for 10 years.
I guess when you think about it, Norway isn't really on the top of the list of places people think about.
That is what I mean. Nobody knows what a Norwegian person is like. Except for now they will.
Right, because
They probably listen to the show.
yes, we have a large audience who before this probably had never heard a Norwegian voice, so they're hearing this and being like, wow, that's what they sound like.
That's it.
Good thing you guys had such a classical Norwegian voice on.
Yeah. Your whole family just like always been from you just like your whole
Oh,
family.
yes. We, like Russian dolls, we all look the same and are just a little bit bigger than each other.
Obviously, so your family is big. There are members that are bigger than you at 8'9",
Yep.
400 kilos.
Mommy is the biggest. Daddy is the second biggest. Oldest brother is the third biggest. Second brother is the fourth biggest. Doggy is the fifth biggest. Sister oldest is the sixth biggest. And then there's a peanut
There's a peanut that's bigger than you.
that we paint like a family member to have it be the smallest one.
And you said doggy is somewhere in there. Is that just a regular dog, or
Doggy
is that a person?
Doggy is my middle sister.
That's a really messed up nickname.
That's just her
to
name.
give
That's
your
just is that a
sister.
classic Norwegian name?
It's classic Norwegian name. It's
Oh,
the most
okay, got it.
respectful you can be.
Oh, okay.
The person in the family we hate is Human, the youngest brother. He's a piece of shit.
What do pieces of shit in Norway do? Like
First of all, they're white. Shit in Norway is white. Nobody knew
whoa.
that. probably.
Oh, like bird shit, like pigeon shit?
Our toilet is a brown and our shit is white. Norwegian? That's Norwegian.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
They should
Norwegian
be
shit
doing
white.
more documentaries on our crazy country.
I mean, maybe that's something that
Whoa, wait. What are you doing with your eyes?
really trying
Our
to make
crazy country.
Did you make them split outwards?
I don't know.
It seems like he's really trying to make him go deep back in his head, but can only go a little. Well, look, Harold, we got to let you go here in a minute, man. But
Oh no!
we've had a blast chatting with you. It's
Yeah.
honestly, again, like you said, you're probably the first Norwegian that anybody in our show, in our audience, has ever even heard or seen or even thought about. So we really appreciate you coming on here for the exposure of your culture, letting people hear what your voice sounds like.
And I really appreciate you for giving us such a fair shake.
Of course. We would never do anything else. But what's the future looking like for you, Harold? Before we let you go, what's the next big sort of beast you want to tackle? You've caught the Moby the Dick of
Moby the
Norway.
Dick.
What's the next thing on the list?
Yeah, you
Well,
just,
I
like, fishing?
thought I did. No, I'm going to keep fishing for the real big one.
Wow. Okay.
Some people are saying there's another submarine coming through, but I'm saying no. There is a big fish, and I am going to be the one who catches him with the same net.
Wow.
So a real big fit. Is it? What is a big? What's the big fit? Like whale? I guess.
We
it's-
don't know. No one has ever seen it. But they say it's in there.
Well, look, Harold, I hope for your sake that you catch that thing and it's a much less eventful catch than this submarine. And I hope that people out there who listened to the episode today got a little taste of what Norway's all about. And maybe,
Oh, yeah.
and maybe, just maybe, if they find themselves out near Tromsø,
Tromsk
then they should just hit you
or
up.
Fjordjyken.
Right, Fjordjyken.
That's what Ken and Ryu said when they threw fireballs.
Fjordjyken.
Yeah, Fjordjyken. Yeah.
Damn,
well,
this
Harold,
is fun. I just had a real good time talking to you. I just want to say that.
this was really
Well, thank
fun.
you for having me on. It's so nice to be an ambassador for my country, and I'm sure you are two normal, perfect American guys. I assume you're all just like you two slobby, nasty guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We're pretty much the archetype. So,
Is it a law that you cannot get a haircut, or why is the hair to your shoulders or to your teats?
It's because both of us are bald all the way around the top, so we keep all this long just to...
yeah, that's why we never take our hats
technically,
off.
it's the same amount of hairs as ever,
Exactly.
just distributed much crazier.
Yes, and nobody will know except for us. And I guess everybody who listens now who.
Everybody in Norway now.
Well, Harold, have yourself a wonderful night. Have yourself a great time getting that net untangled and going out on your quest to catch the next big one. And if you catch it, maybe we'll bring you back on the show so you can tell us a story.
Oh, I would love to come back.
Awesome,
I'd
Harold.
love to have you.
We would
Thank
love to
you,
have
buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Demott out.
Nice.
What did I tell you, folks? You can't listen to that interview without learning and a new appreciation for the Norwegian culture, and just join me in sticking my little tongue out and saying thank you to Harold Engen at number 5. And number 4, folks, number 4 in our best of year 2 is, I gotta say it, if I'm being honest, this is my favorite guest we have on the show. It's a guest of ours that we have on every now and then when a big thing in sports or something that could potentially be gambled on is going down. And in particular, this segment comes from July 31st, 2024. It's episode 71 of the show. I believe this was when he was at the Summer Olympics in Paris. And we had a bit of a Avengers snap situation going on. A very scary time, but we have since found that the effects of what happened are not permanent. And we love having this fellow on the show. He joined us on our 200 patron celebration over on Patreon. He comes on the show every couple months to help us turn our K's into dollars. And so at number 4 in our best of year 2 countdown, we got good friend of the show, who happens to look a hell of a lot like another great comedian from the sketch group Private Street. And that, of course, is Parlay Pete, and that the comedian I was referring to is Yak Manrique. But it's Parlay Pete, folks. Check it out. Summer 24 Paris Olympics started up this past weekend to plenty of controversy. We're not going to talk about the controversy because who gives a shit? It's a bunch of people who are mad about nothing, as always. Oof. But we do have something very special for you all, folks.
We do.
Because as you know, we have the perfect person to call whenever there is a huge sporting event happening. A person with such a vested interest in the goings-on in every major sport that we are, quite frankly, lucky to have this guy. And I swear to God, if anything ever happened to this guy, it would ruin me.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I love this guy more than anybody in the world, probably.
Yeah.
And if something were to happen to him, man, I don't even want to think it. Let's not even think about that.
But anyway, you should give him the intro that he deserves.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'll pull it up. One second. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's the Sultan of Spreads, the Colossus of Covers, the great gambling Bambino. It's Parlay Pete.
Parlay Pete!
Yeah, Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions.
Shout out, Cluna.
Absolutely.
What
Shout
up,
out to
dude?
Mon ami!
here he is.
Oh, straight from Paris.
For
Paris.
those-
Wow, in
yeah.
the background.
For those
Paris.
listening, Parlay Pete is
On a
sitting,
hill somewhere.
I believe on a hill, perfectly overlooking the Eiffel Tower because, as we all know, he is in Paris, France.
I'm shooting something over here, guys. Get out of my shot. It's a lot of people out here. You know, it's the Olympics. It's
Parlay Pete
crazy out
just
here.
slapped a mime in the face.
Hey, they're all over the
You
place.
got
in
white paint
Paris.
all over your hands.
Yeah, man.
God.
It's fine, though. Pete, it's so good to see you, man. As
Wow,
always,
Paris.
we appreciate you making time. Obviously, a busy time in your life.
Yeah. Is
Lots
this the
of
first
sports
time
to
you've
keep
ever
track
left
of.
Las Vegas?
I've never left Las Vegas, y'all, and this is why it looks like Vegas has Paris, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not a little
Right.
familiar, you know.
Right, yeah.
But a couple spots
little
aren't the same
familiar.
out here. It's
Yeah.
different languages. People wearing striped shirts. You know, it's real different. But
It is nice,
good.
though, that you already knew it a little bit about
I
it
knew a
from
little bit of
Vegas.
Paris. You know,
You were able to kind of assimilate into the culture pretty easily. it
Oh yeah,
seems.
this Eiffel Tower is way harder to climb up than the one in Vegas, though. I'll tell you
Oh,
that.
you
much.
climbed them?
Yeah, just to check
On
it
the
out.
outside?
Yeah, climbing on the outside. It's a lot of money to get that ticket all the way up there, you know. And then you got to have
It's
a
a
wife,
tiny
you got to
little
have like a
elevator, too.
fiance to propose to them, and I don't got all that. So
Nah. And it's basically a ladder. You look at it, it looks like a ladder, so why not climb it?
I've seen people do it on YouTube and figure, let's try it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Pete, it's great to see you. You got a beautiful beret on. I wanted to mention for the listening audience.
Wow.
It does
Thank
feel like
you.
you have sort of sank your teeth into the French culture immediately with the games having just started.
Yeah.
The first full day of competition was this weekend.
Yes.
And things are.
Oh, sorry, real quick. Sorry. You have a bunch of croissant all over your mouth.
Mon ami. Hey, it's all I can eat out here. It's a lot of weird food out here in Paris, but I'll stick to the croissants because I know it's bread. You know,
Yeah, you're not dipping into the escargot.
I will not add escargot. No.
Steak frites, even though that's just steak and French fries.
Yeah, I don't. If it sounds weird, I ain't touching it, even if it looks the same.
I feel you, man. I
But,
feel you. But there's a lot going on. You know, this past
Yeah.
weekend I saw
Sports
a little
on
bit
sports.
of basketball. I watched a little bit of the synchronized diving.
There's always
Yeah.
swimming going on.
There's always
I mean,
some
there
kind of
was
swimming.
there was bets going on. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, okay? First time I left Las Vegas, and first time in my life that I haven't actually placed a bet in a few days.
What do you mean?
What?
It's just so overwhelming out here.
Pete.
People are placing bets on the opening ceremonies. I
Yeah.
missed out on a parlay of Snoop Dogg crip walking with the torch. Like I always had that in my journal. I didn't know that was gonna actually happen. You know,
Wow. So this is the first time you've been so overwhelmed by possibility that you've kind of frozen.
I
It feels
froze
like
it.
the opening ceremony is perfect parlay Pete
my
betting.
goodness. There's one athlete
Drag
that built.
Queen's last supper seems like a parlay Pete.
Oh my
actually
god, it's
does
the number
seem
one on my list. I
Yeah.
could never get to it because I'm like, this is not the opportunity, but this was it, and I just froze. Okay, the big moment
damn,
came,
dude.
and I froze. You know, people say that I'm Parlay Pete. I'm the Petey Pablo of pumped up parlays. You know,
Okay,
they say I'm the
okay.
small wonder of wondrous bets because I always bet small. You know that I'm a gentleman sentiment because I make sense, gents.
Whoa. Nice, dude.
Wait, say that one again, but slower. What did you say?
You know that I'm a gentleman sentiment because I make sense, gents.
Ah, yes, of course. The classic phrase "gentleman," which is for a rich person. I'm a
most of-
gentleman.
Yeah, the
I've heard it before.
most of the money is changed like Scrooge McDuck. So
Exactly. Well, damn, Pete. So this, I mean,
Damn, so you're buckling under the pressure.
And this might be, I mean, this is actually maybe a good
Damn.
thing for you. You're giving yourself an opportunity to maybe actually enjoy the sporting events instead of thinking
Yeah.
about it from the perspective of having to make a dime here and there. Is that
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never realized that these sports actually matter to these athletes. You know, like it was just about me. It was about me trying to hit that parlay. See, you forget when you're not
Yeah.
betting that this stuff actually matters
Yeah.
other than you. It's not all about
Whoa.
you. You're,
You're
the
like-
center of the universe.
Yeah, you're like, there's no way this guy cares this much about shooting a bow and arrow. There is
Yeah,
no way that
come
this guy's
on.
devoted his life
Yeah.
to getting good at shooting a bow and arrow. That's the thing I did as a child. And then you see it at the Olympics, and they got all these fucking doodads and gadgets on their bow and arrow that you're like, this is fucking crazy. There's no way that these guys actually cared as much about it. They're holding their breath while they're pulling the drawstring. It's like, it's so
Got a
serious.
whole country on their shoulders.
And some of these countries are just sending a few guys, a few people,
Right,
couple
yeah.
women, couple men, and that's it. And man, and that's awesome. Like it hasn't hit me until now that wow, it's actually really awesome to be a professional athlete. You know, it's not just about making money. It's about the art and the sport of it all, and the years of hard work and
Right.
and
You've
the
boiled it
defeat.
down. You've boiled it down to financials when really
Yeah.
it's been about heart and sort of drive and competitive spirit this whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn,
so when I
feel
do
like
start betting, this is all going to make, it's going to mean that much more.
Like,
And,
hang on, Pete, you don't mean like when you go back to betting,
Yeah.
you're not just going to like bet on winners and losers, right? You're still
No.
going to do like prop bets and stuff,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. Winners and losers, that's easy stuff. You know, I'm all about the harder stuff. And,
Exactly.
I don't have a lot of money to bet big, on a big thing. I can't
Right.
bet on the Super Bowl. Like, what am I going to bet on the Lions? I do that every year, and you saw how that turned out. But this year, they might have a chance.
might come
The
back,
quick
yeah.
Lions check in. They looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forget
We'll
that you
see.
lose all of your thousands of dollars every year on the Lions.
Yeah, it's basically what I'm trying to raise a bunch of money through my bets so I can bet on
Bet
the
on
Lions.
them in the
Right,
Super
the
Bowl.
parlays
Yeah.
fund a depressing streak of losing big bets.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
new to the lore of parlay. Pete, actually.
Yeah, I'm getting slapped in the face with all this character development.
I mean, really, this guy's 3D, folks.
Usually I just come in, I give you some bets, I come
Yeah.
out, I'm out of here, I'm still in Vegas, but now
Right.
I'm in a whole new place. I got to realize who I am and what I want to be and where I want to
Whoa.
go in this next step of my life,
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
huge, Pete. And I'll tell you,
is
when
huge.
I sort of had that realization that I like that sort of moment where my life had been kind of distilled down to like the bare essentials. When my ex-wife was talking about leaving me, when
Yeah.
I got fired from the hardware store that I once owned, but then became an employee of.
Yeah.
All of these things kind of happened.
And I bet on all those life events. I nailed those.
See, and this is the thing I haven't ever talked about on the show. It was so sad to go online and see, one, not only had I become a sort of known entity in like betting circles, but people were betting on really awful stuff happening to me. Thankfully, some of the stuff that people were betting on did not come true.
Right, wow,
But
yeah.
like the big ones that seem to get the most action, of course,
Yeah.
divorce, being forced out of a business that I built from the ground up, then being hired back and fired, were all things that people had bet exorbitant amounts of money on. And I'm glad I came through for them.
Yeah. I mean, my buddy Jim Swarziak, the owner of Beautiful Bet and Betty's, he bet that you were going to get eaten by a lion at the end of all this. I'm glad that didn't come true.
Hey,
I mean,
and I'll tell you this. That I spent the whole day when I first moved to California. I went down to San Diego to the San Diego Zoo, and I spent the whole day there. And I will tell you this: I heard about that bet before I went.
Okay.
And when I got to the lion's den,
Right.
the lion exhibit,
You did drop your phone into the cage.
I was gonna say,
And
I dropped my phone in the cage, and I was so embarrassed that I did not call an attendant.
you're like,
And
this
I-
is it, isn't it?
And
This is-
I said, unfortunately, the only way for me to get out of this situation is to reach into this cage and get this, but I'm opening myself up to the possibility that I could get attacked by a lion. But the way that I justified it was, this will make someone's day. If I get attacked by this lion, it will make someone's day. If I don't, then it will potentially ruin someone's life, which at this point, I had done so many times over to so many different people that I was desensitized to it.
Wow.
So I just went for it. And I reached in, and can I tell you this?
please.
The lion comes up to me,
Okay. Oh,
and he comes up, he looks at my hand, and he does a little face that I could only read as, I'm not touching that. Like
Oh, no.
a disgusted,
Oh, wow,
like
rejected?
I can't even think of eating that disgusting food. Kind of like when you put down, like, your dog might develop taste for a certain kind of wet food, and then you put dry food in front of him, and he's like, no chance I'm eating that shit. That's how this lion approached my hand. And I even at a certain point, I was like, I'm going to do this quick. But then when that happened, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm leaving my hand in the cage for a while, and I'm going to force this lion to confront this feeling. He doesn't want to eat me? Well, I'm going to give him the opportunity, and I'm going to let him know that I see that he doesn't want to eat me, and if he did eat me, he would enjoy me. That's what I wanted him to think. And he backed away.
Jeez.
And I hit that parlay. So,
Yes,
my buddy bet that you were going to get eaten, and I bet that you weren't, because I know you a little bit better than that, Brett. I know you a little bit better than that.
Hey,
I appreciate that.
I don't know if like maybe the character development is okay. I was going to say that it looks like in Back to the Future when something goes wrong and the picture starts going away.
Don't worry about this. It's all good.
I think if you don't start betting, you and your reality are going to disappear.
Yeah, you might start disappearing. It does feel like
The fabric of space and time
hinges on Parlay Pete doing what Parlay Pete does.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a little bit like you and your life is like hazy and translucent.
Oh no! It's like
anyone
the Deadpool
who's
movie.
just listening. The
No
background.
spoilers. This is like the Deadpool movie. My timeline is being messed with right now.
No, Pete,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. It's not. We still see you. We can still hear you. We can. We did just.
Wait,
we
do
were
that
just
again?
able to see through
Wipe
the
your face
towel that
again?
you covered your face
Wait.
with.
Oh God, you're just.
Oh no!
But Pete, don't worry. Don't worry about it, Pete. Pete, it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
Pete, I don't know if it's fine though. I think you have to bet. I think you have to do
Pete.
some bets, or
You
you're
have
gonna.
to bet.
Okay. There's still a lot of Olympics left. Okay, there's still a lot of Olympics left.
Yeah.
And
Hey, look,
maybe
how
you
about
guys
this?
can help me. Okay,
Yeah, well, 'cause look, how about
my
this?
world is tearing apart
It
here.
is.
Okay.
Here's the
Okay,
thing. Basketball is an Olympic sport, and most of the basketball players on the United States basketball team are players that you probably know and have bet on before.
Okay.
So we can even recycle bets. Like maybe I don't know. How about this? In the third quarter of the
writing it down.
the semifinals,
Yes.
Steph Curry's pants will fall down.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Kevin Durant will think that his testicles are basketballs and actually shoot Steph Curry's testicles into the goal for the game-winning shot.
Okay.
And it'll be waved off by referees. They'll say, no, it was balls. It was balls. It was KD's balls. And
It was Steph's balls.
Yeah, Steph's balls, sorry. And then, and then the other team will already be down on the other end.
They'll have pulled them through, and they'll be shooting with them, and then his testicle skin will be Laffy Taffied back and forth between the goals. Bang, 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 bang,
Wrapped
bang.
through the rims.
The rim,
It'll
the
kind of turn
rim.
into like a stretched rubber band between the two rims, his testicle skin.
Oh my goodness.
Do it. Bet on it. Bet on it, Pete. Bet on it.
I'm putting it in.
Put it in, Pete. Put it in,
Betty's,
Pete. Jesus Christ. Put it in.
We need like three more.
need three,
Okay,
yeah,
I got
we
one.
got to get three. Fucking
LeBron James is
yes,
gonna.
yes.
LeBron James in the fourth quarter is gonna jump up for a dunk, and the basketball is gonna turn into Bronny James, and he's gonna actually dunk Bronny James as the game ends. All right, putting that in.
Into Steph Curry's nutsack.
Yes.
Because it is there. It is
Okay.
permanently there
Okay,
for the rest of the
great.
game.
Okay, great.
That's really perfect.
Okay,
That is absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
In the next game,
Yeah.
Can you bet on multiple games?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
In the next game, whoever the U.S. will get completely subbed out hockey style for the drag queens from The Last Supper.
Christians are gonna hate this one.
You're right. You are right, but we got to go with it.
100%
And we'll put that
right.
in too. Christians will hate
will
this
hate
one.
this one.
Yes.
On
Yeah,
TikTok.
that's like a
Okay, that's
second
in. That's
tier.
in. That's going to be like another 2 cents.
Okay,
So, yeah.
good.
Great.
Get it in.
And then finally for this parlay, and then the others ones were the easy stuff. This is the hard stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Steph Curry's nutsack was the easy one.
Steph Curry's nutsack was the easy stuff. Bronny James being the ball and Christians being upset about drag queens being the U.S. national team are all the easy stuff. The hard stuff is in the Olympic medal presentation ceremony for the basketball teams.
Mm-hmm, great.
The men's basketball team will be first place. They will step onto the podium, and when they step onto the podium, it will sort of be one of those Russian airbag pranks where there was an airbag in the first place podium, and they will be shot into the air by a huge airbag, and they will all die. Every member of the men's national basketball.
Sorry, guys. guys. We got to do it for my. It's either them or me.
It's
so,
either them or you.
I'm
Yeah,
putting it in.
frankly,
I'm putting it in.
You are in our live, and I need you to be. You're an important part of the fabric of the show. So I need you to stick around.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the national team, to the Olympic team, but thanks for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay, you put it. Did you put that one in?
I put it in.
Okay, you're starting to get less. Okay, you're getting a little bit less translucent. That's good. That's good. It's folding back.
I don't wipe my face again. It just
Oh no.
Oh no.
Maybe it's gone too far, guys.
No. Pete, stop, Pete. No.
Pete,
No. You are fine, Pete. Nothing bad is gonna happen. Okay.
Nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna slip off into some sort of void.
These birds just stopped flying in the midair, dude.
Oh,
are you seeing this?
We are seeing that.
The water is not even moving anymore, guys.
Oh no.
Oh god. These clouds haven't moved in a couple minutes right?
And it's been perfect sunset since you started talking to us 20 minutes ago.
And it probably is wrong time of day because it's probably oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's probably middle of the night in France right now.
Look outside, make sure everything's okay out here.
Outside?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh no.
What do you mean look outside?
Aren't you outside?
You are outside.
I am.
Pete.
No, Pete.
Everything's okay.
God.
Don't lose it, Pete. Okay.
Pete, look.
Worse things have happened to me in my life.
God. Okay. Look. Yes, we do know that time has stopped around you, and you might be slipping into some sort of. Oh God.
Whoa,
Pete's fully. Oh my God. Pete's whole world is disappeared.
Folks, Pete, for anyone who's listening, Pete just held up his towel and everything around him dimmed. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my
it looked
God,
real. Pete, this is it. Look, okay, I think we have to.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
No, Pete, look, we have to
stay with us, buddy.
Parlay down into the dirt, Pete.
No, you're not dying, Pete. You're not dying.
You're just caught into some sort of time
final
loop
bet
void.
Is that the thing that's going to end all this is I'm going to go to the nearest Parisian Taco Bell I can find. I'm going to order every enchilada. I'm going to get the hottest hot sauce. 7 of them. I'm going to eat all that Taco Bell. And I'm going to fart real big. And I'm going to die.
No, Pete.
That's your own death parlay.
Pete,
my
that's
God,
not going to happen, all right? That's your last words aren't going to be the sound of a fart. That's not what we're
Pete, but okay, I mean, let's parlay your death. Okay, so you make a big fart, and then the guy who shot the flaming arrow into the torch bucket, he's still practicing for some reason.
Yeah.
He shoots another flaming arrow, perfectly hits your fart, your big giant fart.
And your butt lights on fire.
Yeah.
And
put it in.
Putting it in.
The third level of your death parlay, Pete.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg walks in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Confuses you for the torch. Picks you up.
Yeah.
Head by your head, so your butt's up in the air, and you look like
you're already flaming.
Tiny,
your butt's already blasting.
You've never seen me in real life. I'm actually as tall as the Olympic torch and flame. So
wow,
you are maybe 2 feet tall. I guess
maybe 2 feet tall.
Snoop holds you upside down, and then he crip walks down the street, thinking he hallucinated his first time carrying the torch and trying to do it again because this was the task he was given, and then he tries to relight the Olympic torch with your flaming ass, not realizing that you're still alive and the rest of your entire body catches on fire as well.
I mean, it's the way it was meant to be.
Just put it in.
Just put it in, Pete.
Meant to be.
Just put it in, Pete.
Pete, I hate this.
I just want to say, Pete, before you fully disappear, that talking to you and getting these bets and turning our cents into K's has been one of the highlights of us doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're always so excited to have you on, and I mean the joy that you've given us and our listeners over the last almost 2 years has just been immeasurable.
And John, Brett, I'm sorry I bet on all those life events.
No,
Pete.
Listen, Pete, you've given me so much. Listen, Pete, before I met you, I didn't even know who Kluner was.
Oh no,
Pete,
He's
no, stop.
disappearing.
Pete, I need to say
no.
this. I didn't know who Cluner was. Pete.
We didn't even know who Cluner was.
Yeah, all right. I had no idea anybody could care about a team as much as you care about the Detroit Lions. And quite frankly, you introduced me to some of my favorite websites. Beautiful Betting Betties. .com.
Loan Sharks.
Loan Sharks. Yeah.
Bet
So
Watchers.
Bet Watchers. Yes.
ShadyGuys.com.
Yes.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Brett loves doing parlays now because of you.
You
We'll
changed
carry
my
on
life.
we promise to carry on your
Carry
parlay.
on my parlay, sons. There'll be sense when you are.
Oh,
Pete, no, wait, Pete.
No,
Pete,
Pete.
no.
What?
Wait, Pete, no.
He's going. He's going.
Pete,
He disappeared. He's
Pete,
gone.
I bet on you singing a variation of Carry On My Wayward Son on the show. And in that parlay, you survived.
Whoa,
What? What?
the magic of betting?
The parlay?
Through the magic of betting.
Wait, John's parlay.
What?
Yes,
Brett's
Pete.
parlay. Brett's parlay. It's coming true.
Yes.
What's happening?
It's come true.
I'm coming back.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Pete.
Pete.
Yes.
Pete.
Yeah.
Pete. Wow.
Wow,
Paris.
the skyline is back
Look
behind
at
you.
those birds flying, Pete.
the birds are moving,
flying.
The birds are flying.
The water's
moving. The clouds are clouding, baby. Parlays, Pete is back. And I'm in Paris, and I'm going to drop my first real bet in person in the land of crepes and striped shirts.
Oh, God.
I love the number of details we know about French culture.
Deadpool and Wolverine aren't the only people who can put a timeline back together.
That's true.
Suck our
Spoiler
clums.
Clumps.
Wow.
Wow,
Brett,
we have really
buddy,
Back to
thanks
the
for-
Future and voided that.
Thanks for bringing me back to life.
Yeah.
I'll never
And-
let this happen again. I'll never leave Vegas again. I'll never leave Vegas.
No,
again.
Pete, that's not the takeaway here. You need to. I think it's okay for you to have left. Okay, but I think now we need to realize that our bets have real life consequences, not
Yeah.
just financially.
If we don't bet parlays, you will die.
Everybody out there, if you do not put in freaky parlays on the
Please
Olympics,
bet a couple cents on some stupid stuff here and there.
the freakiest stuff you've ever bet
freakiest
on,
shit.
you've got to go
Freakiest
freaky
stuff.
bet on parlay.
You gotta put freaky
Turn in the
bets
ticket and be like, I don't think any of these things are gonna hit. That's the one that's gonna hit.
Yes, because if you don't, the very fabric of Parlay Pete's existence may splinter and shred, and we'll lose him, folks.
We'll
Yeah.
lose him.
What this moment has taught me is to realize that every moment of life is precious, and every relationship that you have, whether they tell you in a court of law or not, is special. And you need to love the people who are around you, folks, because at any point, if you stop betting,
Pete will die.
Pete will die.
Bet on the people around you. Bet on the people you love.
Exactly.
Bet on yourself.
Exactly.
But also bet money
But bet
on
actual
parlays.
money on parlays.
Yes. Go to beautifulbettingbetties.com.
.com.
To
On the
save
dark
Pete's
web.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's on. I forgot it's hosted on the dark web.
Yeah.
.com/dark web. It'll take you
right.
there.
Yes.
It'll
Go
take
to
you there.
beautifulbettingbetties.com/dark web and bet on Parlay Pete living, folks. That's the only way.
That's the only way.
But Jesus, Pete.
God, that was so scary.
That
We
was
said
so
our
scary,
goodbyes.
honestly. Because the thought of you not being part of this show, Pete, frankly, makes me scared to even do the show anymore. Because you are,
This have been it.
yeah. This might have
This
been
show
the
would've
last episode of the
disappeared.
show. If you had disappeared, this show might have fallen apart, Pete.
I wonder if I would have perished if Cluner would have died too.
Well, I'll say this.
I mean,
Cluner only exists in reference to you in my mind.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance
That he was disappearing too.
Cluner was disappearing and no one else in all of existence would know a thing about Cluner.
So
Yeah.
I got to
If you
keep
disappeared
betting,
too.
and I got to keep going on people's shows, and I got to keep shouting out Cluner, or else Cluner will perish just like I almost did.
That's right.
Wow,
That
it's
is
all
right.
connected. Everything,
fabric.
everywhere, all
What
at
a
once, dude.
Yes, exactly. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. It's all connected. Everything.
Think everywhere,
Yes.
all at once.
And so, folks, I hope as you spend the next few, we hope as you spend the next few weeks taking in the Paris Olympic Games and appreciating what we now realize is actual awesome athletic competition. It's not just about money.
Don't forget that lesson.
That's still true.
Yes.
That's true.
But also know that you have to put a few cents on bets and keep
Crazy
beautiful betting
bets.
buddies and these other websites
Freaky.
alive. Otherwise,
Freaky crazy bets.
Parlay Pete and Kluner
will die.
will die or dematerialize. Who knows if it's dying or if it's
kind
just
of like in the
passing into another plane of
end game
existence.
situation. I
Yes.
might just turn into dust.
Dust,
You know?
yes. We saw it almost happen here, folks. And so I hope
That was scary.
I
to
hope
watch.
that affected you as much as it affected us, and you'll sort of
That kind of
live
fucked
the
me
next
up.
few
I'm
lives.
not kidding. That fucked me up a little bit.
Fucked me up too. But Pete, it's great to see you.
Hey,
It's
Pete, I
great
love
to have you
you.
on the show.
I love
We
you guys. I love you guys. And I bet that we would all say that on the show. So
Wow.
Great.
That's good. Well, we love you, Pete. And this
Yeah.
isn't the
Guys.
last time that we're going to talk to you.
no, and it's not. And next
Good.
time I will be in Vegas though. I'm not going back to Paris.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
All right.
Hey, be safe out there, Pete.
Yeah,
I'm
be
eat a
safe
crepe
out
for
there,
you
Pete.
guys.
Please do.
Hey,
and
don't
say
take
hello
a
to
crepe
someone
from
in a Sprite
nobody.
shirt.
That's Paris even.
Wait, what was it? I spoke over you.
Don't take a crepe from nobody.
That's good advice.
Unless
Don't
you're in
take a crepe
Paris,
from nobody.
then take a bunch of crepes because they're really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks
Pete.
for working me through
Thank
this.
you.
Thanks for having me on as always. And hey, safe betting out there, but also bet dangerously.
Phew, folks. Wow. Just imagine if Pete had disappeared forever. The fabric of reality, the reality of the Brett DeMott Show with Buddy would have been disrupted forever. And so I am very grateful every day that Pete didn't disappear on us and that he's still here to this day to help us maximize profits on our parlays. And I appreciate that people voted him in so high because if I'm honest, Pete is one of my favorite people to have on this show. And it means a hell of a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to him that you all love his appearances as much as we do. But folks, I mentioned on the episode yesterday that we had a legend in our top 5. And we do. This is a friend of mine from a long time ago. We've known each other for years. He's a bit of I'd call him like a wise man, an advisor, a person that I would go to if I needed something or if I needed information or advice on something. And the place that I would find him is just down the street. This episode was on October 2nd, 2024. It was episode 78. And the guest in question happens to look and sound like another legend of sorts, Paul F. Tompkins. But the guest I am referring to is, we brought on the show to talk about a scientific study that used Cheeto dust to make skin translucent, which is a real thing, as is all of the stuff that we talk about on this show. And he came on to talk about how that was affecting things over at his liquor store, Gethsemane's Liquor and Scratcher. And that, of course, is living legend himself at number 3, Mr. Original Fig. Mice made transparent with a dye used in Doritos.
Oh my God.
That's right. A team of Stanford University scientists have finally found an agent that can reversibly make skin transparent without damaging it. This agent was tartrazine.
Say it.
Tartrazine.
Good.
Yeah, this agent was tartrazine, a popular yellow-orange food dye called Yellow 5 that is notably used for coloring Doritos and Skittles
Notably
and
colored
M&Ms.
Doritos, and also the thing in high school that everybody said made your balls small.
Everybody said Yellow 5 would make, I heard sperm
How
count
did that
lower.
get everywhere?
I think
In
it's
like
just
the early 90s, how the fuck did that get everywhere?
I think kids going
We're
on
from
vacation.
wildly different places.
Yeah, but kids going on vacation for the summer, talking to the kid at the water park and seeing him eat a Skittle and say, don't
You're
eat
like,
the
"Don't
yellow
eat the
one."
yellow ones.
Yeah.
Don't eat the yellow ones.
But anyway, the trick to making things transparent is mostly about making their refractive index uniform, so light, or at least some part of the spectrum, blah, 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 doesn't bend all the time and doesn't get scattered.
I cut most of the science stuff out of here. This was a super long article. I cut most of the science out.
You didn't cut enough of the science. The scientists dissolved the dye in a solution and created a transparency-inducing lotion. A transparency-inducing lotion of sorts. Yes. Transparency lotion needed just a few minutes to start working when applied to a mouse's skin. When applied to the mouse's abdomen, it made all the internal organs, including the liver, bladder, and small intestine, thank God, visible to the naked eye.
You could see right through their tummy, dude.
Yeah. All that was needed to reverse the effect and make the skin opaque again was washing the lotion off with
all
water.
you had to do, you could do a quick peek, little rub, quick peek.
Yeah. And it might not even work.
That's the funniest thing. This was the longest fucking article we've ever got sent in, and the last paragraph said, but in the end, it might not even work.
Yeah. The human skin is significantly thicker than mouse skin, with the stratum corneum, the outermost layer of the epidermis, serving as a substantial barrier, blah, 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 whatever. Scientists
That means
explain.
you need a lot of lotion.
Yeah.
You need a lot of the lotion to see through a human belly.
But folks, the first thing I thought about when I read this headline saying that Doritos make you see through is my buddy who works at a liquor store that was close by where I grew up. It's a good friend of mine, and I've talked to him a bunch. And all I know is I would go in there and I'd get a bag of Doritos and a Dr. Pepper every morning. We'd have a little chat every morning, 7 o'clock, Doritos, Dr. Pepper. That was my morning snack. And I would talk to my buddy who owned I keep wanting to say record store, but it's a liquor store. And so if there's anybody I know who would have experience seeing Doritos make someone translucent, it's this fella, and I bet he's got a lot to say about this. So folks, welcome to the show, my good friend from back in Pennsylvania, Original Fig, my man. Welcome to the show.
Hey there, Brad. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
We're doing good.
We're doing great, man. You're looking good as always, looking fly, as the kids say.
You know me. I don't change.
You don't at all,
change.
man.
Like clothes, you always have that on?
That's right. I look like this since I was 16 years old.
Wow, that jacket looks new, too. Did you get like a bunch of them?
I got a bunch. Yeah, I'm like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. I got a closet full of the same outfit over and over again.
I do that with pants. If I find a pair of pants that I like, I'll get every color, like 3 pairs, and then that's my pants for a long, long time.
As our Italian friends say, come no.
Hey, come no, dude.
Come no, absolutely. Well,
come no.
Original, you know when I read this article and it was all about the Doritos making you see through. You know how many Doritos I used to eat when I used to live down the street from Gethsemane's.
You ate so many Doritos. You got so round. You put the O in Doritos.
That's true. Originally, used to say that. He used to say every time I get in there, I get one. He's like, you're almost to the O. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're almost the O in Doritos.
That's right. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was interested to see if you have any perspective on this, because I know you've probably seen a lot of people eating Doritos. A lot of Yellow 5 and is an additive in a lot of sort of snack foods. Yosemite's is full of them. And so I was just wondering if maybe at any point in the past you've ever had somebody, I don't know, it feels like this might be a thing that would make people be able to steal if you could see through them.
Well, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Here's the thing. When I first opened my liquor store, Gethsemane Liquor and Scratcher, I, of course, sold name brand snacks because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And it was after seeing what happened to a lot of these kids that were eating the Doritos. I said, I see where this is headed. We're going to have we're going to have like invisible kids, and we can't have that.
You saw this back then, back in the 90s?
I saw it starting to happen, yeah. There would be like, I would start to see through a kid's skull, and I'd be like, why are you rubbing that Doritos dust on your hair? What are you doing? And, I'd see kids rubbing it on a dog to make it look like they were, at Halloween, they were walking like a skeleton on a leash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I remember hearing you say that, and I don't think it clicked at the time because everybody just thought you were crazy. everybody was like, everybody was like,
it
originals.
sounds crazy, but now science is proving you right.
I was just gonna say, you also said a lot of stuff to kids to keep them out of the store and stuff like that. So people,
I would say stuff like, "This is a store for grown-ups. You shouldn't be in here." I would say stuff like, "Get out." I would say things like, "Not today, Junior." Stuff like that.
Classic.
Send a message to kids, that they shouldn't be in the liquor. But I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And now it's, of course, the liquor store is the hub of the neighborhood. Everybody hangs out there. It's where the real conversations happen,
Yeah. Because you've expanded at this point, right? You've expanded.
I've expanded, yeah. It's the store's pretty big now. We're doing a lot of live entertainment there.
I've seen like a picture of it, and it looks like almost nearly like half a mall at this point.
We just keep expanding, and I mean other businesses just keep going out of business. So it's like we grab up that real estate as a steal,
Yeah, you have
knocking through walls.
I was gonna say, last time I was in there, you had a sledgehammer up on the wall, and I was like, "Oh, is that like a special sledgehammer that like you use to break ground here?" You're like, "No, that's the one that I use to break down the wall when the business next to me."
It's called the expander.
It's called the expander. It's engraved on the handle. And I always take the ceremonial first smash. Whenever we're going to knock through another wall, I say, "Here we go." And we put a ribbon up on the wall, and then I smash it with the sledgehammer.
Ribbon flat against the wall.
I've seen a video of it. You have, it's almost like a crazy like Thor thing. You have the expander in one hand, and you have an unbroken bottle of champagne like they do with boats. You do one smash to the wall, and then you consecrate it with...
That's right. With the unbroken bottle.
Yeah. Champagne.
So, and this is key. It has to be an unbroken bottle.
Yes. Well, you don't want to use a broken bottle to christen the store.
I know to a lot of people, they're like, "Well, that's wasteful. I'll just get one that's already broke." Don't do that.
No.
It's bad luck.
Yeah. Also, I'll say this. A lot of people give you shit about that because they say, shouldn't you finish construction, set up the extra extension in the store, and then break the champagne bottle as a celebration of its sort of maiden voyage like they do with ships? And you very forcefully shake your head no every time someone suggests it.
It's not a ship. It's a building.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why are we doing the same rules for ships as we are for buildings? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't make any sense. What I'm doing makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And it's always made sense to me. Well, and not to backtrack, but this is so interesting because I've never actually seen a translucent child or dog. And it was a bit of an urban legend.
And Brett, I pray you never do.
Oh, it would freak me out.
Yeah, that'd be horrifying.
There's nothing scarier to me than when I read this article and it's like you can rub lotion on your stomach and you can see your intestines.
Or else you get one of those again.
We got to make sure we got a hose close by if we're going to use this lotion for sure.
If you see a kid rubbing that lotion on their belly so they can see their guts, spray them with the hose.
Yeah, because they had those. We read about it one time about like the most silent room in the world. Like Microsoft had it, and it's so quiet that you could hear your inner organs. But imagine going in there and being able to hear your inner organs and rub that some on your tummy and then see your inner organs. I think that might blow your head off.
Full psychotic breakdown. I think probably what would happen.
You go mad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just can't even imagine it. No. But the kids who are doing this stuff though, like have you like sort of had to safeguard against any of this? Have you like sort of added any security measures? And I know you're pretty big on security already at Gethsemane's. So if you got see-through kids coming in,
we got cameras all over the place. We now have. We're trying to develop a sort of predator technology so we can see their heat signatures. But here's the thing. I mean, we have time to perfect this because what the kids are doing first they would come in, they rub the lotion all over themselves. Then you just see the stuff they were trying to steal floating in the air. And you're like, come on. I'm not, I don't think that bottle of bourbon grew wings all of a sudden.
Because it doesn't make the stuff invisible; it makes their skin invisible. So you still see the floating stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. So then you'd see a kid like you'd see like a bottle of bourbon, and then furiously jiggling in the air because the kids are trying to rub the stuff on it, but it's inorganic, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work at all. And it's wild to me that kids haven't figured out that they should rub the lotion on before they come into the store.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, here's what happens. These kids come in, they undress, right? They pick an aisle, take their clothes off. Then they're like frantically rubbing the lotion on. And like I'll catch them when they get their shirt off. Like, come on, kid, get out of here.
I know what you're doing.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. Anybody who's coming into the liquor store taking their shirt off, I know they're about to rub this invisible lotion.
I say, hand over the lotion.
Yeah,
hand it over. Hand it over.
But also, it's the problem of like when you do suntan lotion, you can't hit all your spots.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, so, I've seen like the middle of somebody's back just floating around. You learn to like discern
to recognize
what these things are. Yeah, I see soles of feet.
Yeah. They always forget about the soles of feet. Probably.
Right.
Yeah, you're not thinking about the bottoms of stuff.
That's right. What do you want to get soul cancer?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, nobody would want that.
No,
nobody wants. It's a terrible way to die.
Yeah. I mean, has this affected business at all? Like sort of. Like in a macro sense, original. I mean, you're obviously doing well, but
in a macro sense. What did you just get back from Wharton?
I heard
this guy.
I heard somebody say talking about an artist called Macklemore, and I said,
you heard somebody talking about that?
Yeah, I started saying in a Macklemore sense, how is business changed?
Well, we're doing better than the thrift shop, I'll tell you that much.
There we go. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, it's, in a weird way, it's been good for business because we get a lot of looky-loos now who want to see these kids doing a half-assed Invisible Man around the store, you know. And it's actually become like a nice community thing because they're trying to apprehend these kids. So it's sort of like a bunch of like, it's kind of like whoever in a neighborhood had the inclination to be a vigilante, they're all in there. And they started wearing costumes. Like some of them got masks on, tactical armor and stuff like that. You know, and I'm like, it's just kids being invisible. You don't got to do all that.
Yeah, and it's tough once if they catch a kid, because as we've said, these kids have stripped completely naked, and it just becomes a really weird image when you've got an adult in tactical gear, with a kid
guy.
Yeah, a really rich guy
in tactical gear,
beating a kid's ass who then sweats off the lotion and is actually just like a naked 17, 18-year-old who has stolen a bunch of bourbon from.
There was this one guy, he came in, he looked like this Negan from The Walking Dead. He had like a leather jacket, he had a baseball bat with barbed wire on it. And I said, no, come on, dude. He comes back, he's wearing a track jacket, and he's got a wiffle bat that he put pins in.
Jesus.
Okay. And I'm like, that's not better. I mean, I guess it's marginally better, but it's the idea that I don't like.
Yeah, just looking for floating backs.
Yeah. He's looking for floating backs. Exactly.
He's looking for that odd-shaped area of someone's
diamond,
back.
A diamond of back. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, yeah. That guy. It sounds exactly like Negan. That first part of it. This is tough. Original, because
it's hard to think about security. Security is already tough for liquor store and scratchers. Which let's not talk about what scratchers can do to a place.
People want those scratchers, and they get scratchers. I think it's unfortunate that they're the most addictive form of gambling in history.
Yeah.
More than anything else, people love those scratchers because it seems innocent, but if you keep going and going and going, before you know it, you're surrounded by a dune of silver dust because you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and I actually remember you sent me this little article once because, again, we've talked about this in the past and I've kind of brushed it off. But you sent me an article once that was
I've sent you some big articles, but mostly little articles.
Yes. Yeah. You sent me a lot of little articles. Yeah. Micro articles. No macro articles.
That's right.
But you sent me one that was like one of the tactics that local liquor scratcher stores are trying to use to combat this sort of rash of like teenagers using invisible dust to steal is they've just hired people to stand around the store and constantly furiously scratch scratchers
because
the air is full of dust.
It sticks to the lotion.
And it sticks to the lotion. Yeah. It creates a skin of sorts.
Yeah. And then it's like, like the Silver Surfer or something wandering around trying to steal wine, And that's not what a hero does.
No, not absolutely.
Heroes don't steal wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there hasn't been like maybe I'm just not on the news, but there isn't like because the sort of local people are becoming vigilantes, but there's not like a sort of like alternate sort of villain sect of people who are like turning into villains in the same way that there are vigilantes fighting crime. This isn't becoming like an organized thing, is it?
Brett, I'm sorry to tell you that a lot of these kids, they're forming a sort of legion of theft, they call it, and they all got their own little nom de crime, they come up with, even though they all have the same power, which is being invisible,
except for a square on their back.
It's like Dr. No See Me. The whispering ghost.
That's pretty good, actually.
It's probably like how like rappers all have like Lil in front of them.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of Invisi Kid, Invisi Stealer,
Invisi Man, Invisi Dude,
Invisi Boy,
Invisi Boys,
Invisi Lad,
Invisi Kevin,
Invisi Lad. They're coming over from England.
That's right. Yeah, there's one exchange student.
Yeah, you could always tell he's all where's the wine?
Yeah, he keeps trying to steal Tim's. So I know it's him. I say, get out of here, Ian. Get out of here, Ian. I know it's you. Put that Pims down.
No, it's not. No, it's
good,
not.
Buddy. That's good, buddy. That's really good. It's a really good British accent. Really great
pretty
job.
Solid. All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tough that you're having to deal with this. This original still. Imagine. It has to have taken like a toll, sort of like mentally over the last few years as it's really started ramping up. How are you?
It's tough because I don't know about you, but I believe the children are the future.
I've always said we should teach them well and we should let them lead the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you do teach them well, then they can lead the way. Because when I say that to people, they say, well, if you have to teach them, why are they leading the way? And it's like,
right. Shouldn't we be leading the way since we taught them?
Okay. It's like implied that we are leading the way first by teaching them. And then when they teach, when they learn, they take over because there's a future,
over the way.
Which has previously been established. The children are the future.
Yeah. It's like a relay race.
So they can take over the
Well, it's a relay race.
So they can take over the
That's it, buddy. And people try to poke holes in this, and it's like, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. It's sound. It's airtight.
Yeah,
that's the tightness.
No, it absolutely is. It's we give them the knowledge, and then they sort of take the ball and run while we fucking die in the retirement home.
Yeah, exactly. We get put in a home, and then we die.
Yeah. There's only one future possible for people like us. We get shoved into a home by our kids who can't handle us anymore. And then we die in there. Yeah.
Which you did send us a message earlier that you did want to promote your old people's home liquor and scratchers.
We are branching out. We're doing franchising, a thing,
right?
Yeah. Where it's like in an old people's retirement home. If you're lucky, there's a gift shop, right, for the people to visit.
Right.
What I'm trying to do is say, look, let's get a little tiny liquor store that sells scratch-off tickets as well. Mm-hmm. These people, they're on their way out. Let them live a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If your
dad
hands
are already
was like,
shaking, might as well give them a scratcher.
let's say your dad was a fall down drunk, right? And then he got his act together and he got sober and he was a great dad. Now he's in a retirement home. Let him break that sobriety. You know what I mean? Who cares? Let him drink it up.
It is really honest. This is an actual true opinion that I have.
Discount the residents, of course.
Right. Of course.
Residents get a discount.
Yeah. But this is a true opinion that I have. I think as far as old people go, if an old man has like crippling diabetes and he wants to sit on the couch and eat a honey bun every day just like slurp down sugar, let the guy do it. Okay. Who wants to spend their like 76 to 85-year-old's life not doing stuff that you like? You're going to die soon. It doesn't matter what you do on the way out.
It's called Let 'em Do It. Liquor and Scratchers.
Right. Let 'em do it. Liquor and Scratchers. And we can have the scratchers for the residents that you don't really win anything except booze, right? So they're not gambling away to family fortune.
Cycles back.
That's good because it's expensive to live in a retirement home for sure.
Oh, excuse me. It's the scratcher dust.
Yeah.
It's this time of year.
Yeah.
This time of year it gets pretty bad. We're heading towards Christmas.
This is the prime scratcher season. Yeah. When the leaves start to turn, people are like, let me get the scratching.
Yeah, you do have like a sheen on your skin, I think. It's like a little silverish sheen.
Yeah, it's like that colloidal silver lady that she got turned into a mummy.
Yeah. Oh man.
She had some good ideas. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. She had some good ideas.
See, I don't know that I even know what you are talking about, Original.
You know what, Brett? You're better off not knowing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm
not going to point you to any links or anything. You're better off not knowing.
Yeah, please don't. It sounds terrifying. It sounds like it would be my actual nightmare. Just to take it back to where we started here, what a breakthrough for science. We've now discovered this. We've obviously saw that it's causing problems for people in the sort of retail, food service industry. And hopefully there is someone out there who's going to use it for good, like maybe doctors or somebody, but it feels like nobody's using it for good yet.
It's one of those scientific things that there's no positive application for.
It's like the nuclear bomb.
Exactly. When people say, oh, would you rather have the power of flight or the power of invisibility? If anybody says invisibility, you watch that person like a hawk because that's a creep.
Yeah,
that's a creep
absolutely.
Right there. There's no good use for it. No good use for it. And even the people that say there's a good use for it, they just want to see people in locker rooms. That's all they want to do.
I would say I would go out on a limb and say that 99.9% of people who say they want invisibility, if you said why, they'd say to look at people in locker rooms.
Look at people in locker rooms.
It's the only thing.
And 1% will say theft.
Yeah. Yeah, theft, and then to get snacks for when I'm going and looking at people in the locker room.
That's right, exactly.
I got to steal my snacks for when I go and look in the locker room. Yeah. No, these people are disgusting. People who want invisibility over flight are disgusting.
They're disgusting.
They are. They absolutely are.
There should be a government list.
That, honestly, I think that when you get your driver's license and you register to vote, your voter registration should be denied if you say that you'd take invisibility over flight.
It should be a question on the census.
Yes, it should. You're right. Absolutely. Every 10 years, we check and see. We check and see how many.
You hit him with the Columbo. Thank you very much. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the power of flight or the power of invisibility?
Columbo, the walking out the door.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing.
I think that's the best way to do it because you catch them off guard, and I think they'd be honest. You'd make it seem like a sort of casual thing, just like, hey, this isn't part of the census. But
do you think we should the way drunk driving, you blow in a thing? Do you think that cops should have like a Doritos like tester that they can just kind of like rub on your skin to see if you've used it? Do you think that this should be legally enforced? Because it seems Wild West at the moment.
It does. It's like Deadwood. I think that cops, if they pull you over, how do they justify looking for the what have you done to make the cop pull you over? that they would then have to say, I need to check if you're using invisibility lotion.
What is it? Because you'd have to then like touch them, like rub it on, because it'd have to be a lotion checker.
Right. So
which would be tough to.
If they're speeding and you pull them over, and then you say, put your hands on the wheel, and then you just see sleeves.
Right.
Then that's probably a good.
You're like, all right, I gotta rub this on your skin now.
Yeah, it's got to be. I guess they still have to be kind of invisible, I guess.
Either way, you shouldn't be driving. Either your hands are invisible or you have no hands. Yeah. But you shouldn't be behind the wheel.
Exactly.
So then if we see people driving, now it's a weird world where there's self-driving cars, but it could just be a dude who's got Doritos dust all over him.
You know, that actually, I heard that when Elon Musk put out all the Tesla self-driving car videos that were sort of testing it out, I've actually heard that those were faked. I've heard that those were
covered
faked.
in Dorito dust driving the car?
It was just Tesla employees covered in Dorito dust driving the car. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That's what all those cars are,
a real shame.
There's actually a dude in there.
I'm starting to lose respect for that guy.
I know. Every day it seems he does something. You know, I'm not there.
No, just from this though.
Yeah. This is making me think different. It's making me think
just
different.
This one thing.
Yeah. He's maybe not who I thought he was.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when people tell you who they are, you got to believe them. Original. I've always said that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Only sometimes. You got to sort of feel it out in the moment. You got to feel it out in the moment.
You can say like, I don't have to believe that.
It depends. It depends on if the thing that they're talking about is a thing that you agree with, then you can give them the benefit of the doubt. Or if you need something from them, you can give them the benefit of the doubt. If they can help you in any way, advance your or sex-wise, you can absolutely give them the benefit of the doubt.
Sex-wise,
yeah, totally. I've always said this
so much.
Yeah. It finally makes sense.
Right. This is the first time I've sort of been able to point to.
It fits in context now. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I feel like closure.
Yeah, it's been an open question since we met. Yeah, you're right. It has been an open question since we met. Because the first thing I said, well, not the first thing I said, but in our first transaction at the store when I was younger, I said, when people tell you who they are, you should believe them.
Sometimes.
And I said, Brett DeMott, nice to meet you. What's your name? It was an interesting out of context conversation. It's very funny.
He's a little kid. That's pretty proper.
Yeah. But damn, original. I mean, this is incredible insight. You know, normally when we have an article like this on the show, we try to get into the science of it. And I was like, I don't think we know anything about the science. I think we need to see the real cultural impact.
Application of how this affects real world people.
Yeah.
And this is crazy.
The only solution that I can offer is eat more off-brand snacks. Now, as you know, Yosemite Liquor and Scratcher, we got tippity top shelf booze and absolutely through the floor dirt cheap off-brand snacks. Okay, so you don't feel so bad about spending $750 for a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue when you are getting the equivalent of Doritos called Otirdos, which are pentagonally shaped nacho chips with the finest Irish nacho cheese on them.
The finest
Irish nacho cheese,
but still dusty.
Still dusty.
Still dusty. The cheese is still dusty.
You still get that feeling, but it's not yellow number 5 or whatever it is.
Wow. So so that's. I mean, I didn't even think about that. That means these kids are getting their supply from somewhere else.
That's right.
And then they're coming to your store and they're stealing from you. That's fucked up, Original. That makes me mad now that I think. I was upset about it before, but now that they have the guts and the gall to go to 7-Eleven or fucking Costco and get a fucking bulk bag of Doritos and cover themselves in Dorito dust lotion and then come to your store and steal from you. That is. You know what? I'm on the side of this Negan guy. I think he should hit some.
We should start dressing up crazy. We should start dressing up crazy and start fucking up some kids.
We should start. We should start baseball batting children's heads off as they come into your store.
Yes, we'll do it. We'll do
it. Hold on a second now.
You need some extra muscle?
We were all young once, okay?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Kids will be kids. They're going to do stuff like this. Okay. And then hopefully they grow out of it. Sometimes they don't, and they become psychotic killers. Most of the time they do. So you got to give them the benefit of the doubt.
You're right.
Okay.
We kind of jumped the gun there. We did jump the gun there. We went to violence. Yeah, we went to violence really quickly there, originally. Yeah. Thank you for reining us in on that.
I mean, and this shows us what this does to society.
Yeah.
It just knowing that there's like invisible people out there stealing and doing whatever, looking in locker rooms mostly. It rages.
I also put up an electric fence around a property. So
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a very controlled entrance now, which I think
if I can see you, I press the button. You walk in, no problem. If I can't see you, you're in for a surprise.
So now this is why it makes sense that the kids come in, strip down, put the Dorito dust on while they're in the store. They get it. They trick you. They freaking trick you.
What's the surprise though? You said you're in for a surprise if you're.
They get electrocuted.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So they may get in.
Yeah.
They may get in, but they're not going to make it out.
Yeah.
Be fully electrocuted.
Yeah.
They won't forget it. They won't forget it.
Absolutely fried like a bird on a electrical pole who accidentally touched tuna wires.
You know what I'm suddenly remembering? Because I was thinking, they get electrocuted, you see their skeleton, like in the cartoons. Mm. And now I'm realizing we went from smearing the lotion on your belly and you can see your guts to the kids putting it on and becoming completely invisible.
Which I think is because the kids are eating so much of this
because
stuff.
They eat it and then it goes. It's both.
It's already invisible.
The Doritos put the lotion on. That's why we never knew that Doritos made us invisible, because it was doing our insides.
Yeah. And doctors have known for years that kids these days have invisible insides. That's been.
Don't get me started on the World Health Organization.
Oh, no. We don't have time. We have to do a whole special bonus episode on just the World Health Organization. But, geez. Well, Original, I got it, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. It's always a pleasure to get your insight on this kind of stuff. And I think for anybody out there who's listening who has kids who are theft age, which I think is like 14 to 18, just keep an eye on the
amount. And also, like, I know ring lights are a big thing, but I think we all need to have indoor like dust makers, so that it can attach to anything that might be invisible. So it can attach to any invisible person. It'll coat anything that's walking around. I think that's
to me, it finally justifies the existence of glitter. Glitter gets everywhere and it stays.
Was that comedian who tossed it around?
Rip Taylor.
Maybe he knew. Rip Taylor knew.
He knew. There's got to be visible people in his audience.
He was just checking for people.
He was getting sucker punched by kids who were coming on stage during his act, so he started throwing glitter. That's why he started throwing glitter.
They confused him with Houdini.
Yeah.
You're like, didn't this guy say we could punch him whenever we want?
It's like, funny how life happens. Yeah, it's really funny how life happens, and you find your whole thing based on kids coming on stage thinking you're Houdini, and one time you do the thing that you become known for until you die.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, Original, thank you so much for being on the show, man, for coming in and giving us some insight on this.
Thank you.
This is a perspective that I know our audience craves. This is the real sort of cultural impact of stuff like this.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, and so we appreciate you coming on, man.
Boots on the ground, pants on the floor.
That's it. Shirts spinning around your head like a helicopter. Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for being here, Original. We appreciate you coming on, and we'll check in with you again sometime soon, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, keep scratching.
Folks, I can't tell you enough how much I love Original Fig. I think he's one of the best guys in the history of the world. And I am so truly grateful that he graced us with his presence on this show. He was a guest on my old How You Been talk show back on Twitch back in the day. So if you like him there, you can go over to Patreon, subscribe for $5 a month. Don't do it on the app, by the way, because Apple now, if you use the Apple app to subscribe to a Patreon, it charges in a ridiculous fee. So go to your browser, go to patreon.com/Brett the Mott Show. Subscribe, then go look at the old archives of How You Been and find Original's episode there. He's a great guest, a great friend of mine. And I appreciate him lending his support to this show. It's a really beautiful thing, and I appreciate him every single day. But we only got 2 more to run down, folks. Who could they be? Hopefully you didn't look at the descriptions of these episodes, so you don't know who these top 2 are. But number 2 was a wild ride. It was a wild ride, no pun intended, because we got submitted an article back, when was this? This was May 2024, episode 58. We were submitted an article that the Planters Company was looking for a driver for their Nutmobile. And we were contacted by a fella who was looking to apply for that job. And we called him while he was in his car and found out that he was an ex-Pope mobile driver looking for another driving job. And he took some time out of his day to come on to the show and talk to us. And at number 2 in our best of year 2, again, episode 58, May 1st, 2024, is none other than Massimo Lasagna Moreno, who looks and sounds a hell of a lot like, in my opinion, one of the funniest people alive, Dan Lippert. And here it is. Planters is looking to hire drivers to cruise in the Nutmobile.
Whoa! That sounds like an opportunity.
It sounds like an opportunity, folks, for someone out there. The company is looking for 3 people, in fact, to fill the position for a year.
A year? Wow.
The lucky three will be affectionately known as Peanutters.
Yeah.
Not only will they escort Mr. Peanut across the country, but they'll do so while driving the 26-foot-long Nutmobile.
That's long.
And planning events. The Planters director of marketing said, from being the grand marshals of parades to making appearances at community events and grand openings, our Peanutters are fun-loving ambassadors of the iconic Planters brand, bringing smiles and joy to millions of people they meet every year. It's a big opportunity for somebody, folks, but I'll say the job requirements and the education requirements seem a little steep.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big job. It's a year traveling around, planning events, doing PR.
But they would like for you to have a bachelor's degree, preferably in communications, marketing, advertising, public relations, or a related field.
I'm out.
A driver's license. You're also out. Strong organization and time management skills. You're in, but barely. A proficiency in nut-related puns is a must. So. You're out. Job requirements are work a 5-day, 40-hour work week, plan at least 1 event per day.
Per day an event? A whole event?
You've got to represent the Planters brand in media interviews and appearances with local radio, TV, and digital publications.
You got radio spots? You got to go on more than radio and stuff?
It does seem that way, and you have to entertain fans all over the country at local events.
Wow, that's hefty.
We were doing some research online, asking some questions on some forums to see if there's any people out there who are looking for this job. And we received a very eager message from someone who said that they had applied for the job and would love the opportunity to come on to the show and talk about it a little bit. And so, we're always looking for guests, and this guy seemed interesting. He said he has a lot of cool stuff he can talk about. And I'll be honest with you, I just love the guy's name, so I said yes immediately. So welcome to the show, a prospective candidate for the Nutmobile, Massimo Lasagna Morona.
Hey,
Massimo.
fellas, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
We're doing really good, Massimo. You doing all right, man? Are you currently driving?
No, you can see behind me. I am stopped. I am pulled over to do radio interview with you guys, and I'm so happy to be here.
Right, so this is practice a little bit for your potential future as a Nutmobile driver. You have to do radio.
How do you mean?
Well, they just said that they say in the job requirements that you'll have to do local radio and TV and digital appearances.
Oh, yes, but this is a real thing for me. This ain't no practice. This is a Brett DeMott and a body.
That is true, Massimo. Thank you so much for being familiar with us.
Yeah, Mama. What a wonderful thing to be here.
So, Massimo, you're Italian, obviously.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I love my mother country.
Yeah. And
Mama,
the
as they say.
Mama.
I always thought it was, maybe it's just because of the movie. I thought it was a Mamma Mia, but is it actually a Mama?
It's a very common mistake, but Mamma Mia is American understanding of what we say in Italy. It's like how your Chinese food don't taste like actual Chinese food. It's a bad impression of what it tastes like.
So you must take offense when people like us say Mamma Mia.
Oh, you can't offend me, man. I've seen it all. I heard it all. I don't give nothing. You say whatever you want to roll right off of my back. I like a arancia.
Like a ranchia?
A duck.
Oh, nice, dude.
Well, Massimo, you're up for this Nutmobile job, apparently, right? That's what my understanding. You applied and you are in the mix.
Yes. You all probably recognize me from my big firing. I used to drive the Popemobile.
Oh my God!
That's you?
Yes,
You are that Morona. You're in all the articles I read about it. It was just Mr. Morona. I had no idea.
Signore Morona in Italia. But,
Mom Morona. Is that right?
I like what you do, mixing up my name. If Weird Al Yankovic didn't already do my Bologna, he could have do one with my name like that.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Oh, so too bad.
Also, just so anyone listening knows, no one looks more like a driver than you. You got black leather gloves on, it looks like.
Yes.
You got your driving shades on. You are currently in a car.
That of the things that make me look like a driver, be honest. Is in a car the one that does the most? Or is it outfit?
It definitely sells it pretty hard that you're
Gloves
a driver.
is driver, though. Gloves makes me think driver most
Gloves
of the
is
time.
driver.
Either gloves or like Secret Service, I guess. The two.
If you're a driver without gloves, you know a professional driver because his hands have no wheel burn under the fingers.
Oh.
The gloves protect from friction from the wheel when you have to turn a real faster.
When you're like running from like a bad situation with the Pope.
Yes, let's say the Pope, we do an IHOP dine and dash.
Okay, so you're describing from the article what happened right before you got fired.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I started my job as a transporter. And in the world of transporters, there's a few rules. No questions, no names, don't look at the package. And I had one for myself that I broke with the Pope. Don't fall in love with the package.
So you fell in love with Pope, who is it? Pope, is it Benedict now? Is it Francis? Who's the one?
Benedict, Francis, any Pope I fall in love with because they are all the word of the big man upstairs, Jesus Christo.
Wow. So you fall in love with the power that they have being so close to God.
What can I say? You love the Pope, it's like you love a God. You give a Pope a head scratch, it's like you give a God a head scratch.
Oh.
You dine and ditch after a super bird from IHOP with the Pope and a side of split French toast stuffed with peaches. With the Pope, it's like you dine and dash with a super bird and a stuffed French toast with the peaches with a God.
Wow. So that's what happened. You dined and ditched with the Pope?
Well, any other person I drive around, they say we must dine and ditch. I say it's too dangerous. It's too crazy. But the Pope, he look at me with those God-given eyes.
Through the glass?
Oh, we always travel through the glass of the Pope Mobile, yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a walking version of the Pope Mobile, right? He gets out of the mobile, and there's like kind of like a phone booth that he kind of just like walks.
It's a phone booth that is like always when you're in a cold city and you have to go into a hotel, but you can't use a normal door. You have to do a spinny-rooney door.
Spinneroonie door, the classic Spinneroonie door.
I guess I didn't realize what the Pope Mobile looks like. I'm looking at one right now. It looks like they cut the back off a Jeep, covered it in like a shell, and he can stand and wave, which means the driver, if you look backwards or in your rearview mirror, you're looking straight at his Pope crotch.
Oh, you see, the Pope's beautiful. What he packing down there. It's like you looking at God himself pitching tent behind you.
The Pope's got a boner.
Oh, yeah. The Pope, and it's not a sexual boner, but what could arouse a man more than the power of God as everybody wave it to you, throw you flowers, bring you oranges, have you kiss their wives and their mothers and their grandmothers.
You're kissing their grandmothers. I didn't realize there was a lot of grandmother kissing.
Oh, who you think like the Pope the most? The grandmother. They always like the Pope. And I miss him. I miss the Pope so bad. I need to drive him again.
Well, so it sounds like you're a driver at heart. You said you're a transporter. You spent some time with the Pope and you got fired. So are you looking at like
because the dine and dash once they dashed, things got bad.
That's what things got bad.
They don't take the dine and dash in there.
No, we get in a high speed chase with the La Polizia.
Yeah, and I mean there was the camera, like the chopper cam of the chase.
Yes.
And the Pope Mobile you're driving.
He's still standing in the back while you're going 200 miles per hour.
150 miles an hour. He can't sit down. You're making crazy moves.
Yeah, big turns. Pope mushed up against the glass like Bill and Ted when the thing go really fast.
Yeah. He's just slapping the sides. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
There was a time where he kind of like, I saw a clip where he kind of balled up and he just kind of rolled around the edge of it. Kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Because you were going in like a circle around one of those like roundabouts.
The Traviata potato.
Traviata potato?
The Traviata potato fountain. There's a big fountain. Everybody run around the fountain. John Wick run around the fountain.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Ethan Hunter run around the fountain. And
the Pope.
Massimo Lasagna Morona and El Popino go around the fountain.
Popino.
And he was smashing too. Like later in the clip, you can see that like he's definitely started bleeding from the smashes. The Pope windows.
Let's just say the Pope started to look like a cardinal, if you know what I mean.
Please don't make joke about me hurting the Pope.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke. It did look funny.
No, you're suggesting that the red blood on him make it look like Cardinal Red, and I cause the blood to my one true love, the Pope, Mr. Popino.
Mr. Popino.
Yeah. I mean, he lived.
Yeah, he lived. He's fine. He's back on. He's back on the grind.
Never forget to finish dropping off the package. Every package I ever deliver always arrive on time or a little late if there's traffic.
Yeah. So now, if you got pretty fired there. So in the driver transporter world, you're looking around, on monster.com or wherever they announce stuff, and you see.
Monstertruck.com.
Monstertruck.com. Of course, that one.
Right, because I saw a clip from a local monster truck rally. You were doing that for a little while, right?
Yes, and then I fall in love with the grave digger.
The truck?
Yes. Oh, there is nothing more sensual than the relationship between driver and truck. And I was driving Gravedigger, and one thing led to another, and this beautiful big boy and me. Well, We go out to get dinner, and Gravedigger say, "Hey, I know it's a sizzler. It's $11 all you can eat."
No, you didn't.
Let's dine and dash.
I knew it. Massimo, why are you so susceptible to dine and dash
Now,
situations?
that was also a crazy video of a chase. You smashed so many cars. I mean, it's one of the greatest chase videos of all time.
We ran over. Yeah, so excuse me. Go ahead.
Excuse you who?
Scusi? Scusi who?
You were just driving over traffic. Once you hit like the regular streets, I mean, you were just smashing cars.
Yes, we ran over Butterbean. Is that his name?
The boxer?
Yeah.
You killed Butterbean.
Which I know is tough for you because I also did see after that happened, I did see someone posted on YouTube a in memoriam for Butterbean that showed some pictures of you in one of those carts that brings people to the ring. Did you used to drive Butterbean to the ring?
Yes, I used to drive Butterbean to the ring, and the sweet irony of me running over a man I once fell in love with on the way to the ring.
Man, Massimo, this honestly sounds like an intense amount of trauma. I think if I were you, I would probably be trying to stay away from the driving game for a little while. It seems like you fall really quickly and then it goes really poorly.
And if there's a car to fall in love with, the Wienermobile might be a tough one for you to turn down.
I drove the Wienermobile for Oscar Mayer.
Right. Yeah, this is the Nutmobile.
Oh, the Nutmobile. Sorry, Nut.
No,
I drove the Wienermobile.
Yeah.
No chemistry there. Standard drive, Tulsa, Oklahoma to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Oscar Mayer, boring. All small talk. Won't get it deeper with you. The Pope will muck it up with you.
Wait,
Gravedigger,
is there a guy named Oscar Mayer who rides in the Wienermobile?
Oh yes. Why you think I get the name? The Peanuts have Mr. Peanut. Catholics have Mr. Pope, and Oscar Mayer has Mr. Mayer.
I guess I never really thought about it. I've never actually taken 2 seconds to consider what's going on inside the Wienermobile.
They don't put him in front camera. He got no spark. He got no, as we say in Italy, pasta alla arrabbiata.
He doesn't have any pasta arrabbiata. Yeah, I get that. I get that for sure. Well, what do you think? Obviously, the people who are hiring for the Nutmobile are probably going to listen to this. We're a very popular podcast. What are you hoping that they take away? Because I'll be honest with you, if I'm hiring a manager and I've heard the stories you've told on the podcast so far, I think I'm going to be a little skeptical of hiring you to drive the Nutmobile, Massimo. What do you say to the hiring manager who says, I don't know if this guy's right for it. It seems like he has a hair trigger when it comes to falling in love with things, and also seems to have an affinity for dining and ditching, which that we are a food company. It feels like we can't really make that our brand per se. What do you say to those people?
Well, if you are coming from Mr. Peanut and friends, and you ask you these questions, I say these all are spectacular points. They're very good points, and they're hard to refute. I can't say, I can't promise that when I am driving Mr. Peanut around, I don't fall in love with him.
No.
I can't promise that if Mr. Peanut and I go to some sort of, not a Shake Shack because you prepay there, but some sort of place, Olive
Garden, yeah.
Or some sort of islands, some sort of Outback Steakhouse.
Big mouth. Big mouth on Outback.
Huge mouth on that one.
Some sort of Buffalo Wild Wings.
Bigger mouth.
Some sort of thank goodness it's Fridays.
Yeah.
I can't promise if we don't go to some sort of Ruby's.
Ruby's Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
Tuesdays.
Big mouth, big paws. Ruby Tuesday. So you basically...
I can't promise if we don't go to some sort of Applebee's.
Then what might happen?
Then me and Mr. Peanut won't dine and dash if I fall in love with him. But I tell you this much. He'll get where he's going on time. If we run into any mafia, into any savory characters, I'll kill them or get away from them fast.
If getting away from them fast is an option, I think you should pick that one.
Okay, that's good advice. That's good advice. You never know based on the job. And I promise the music will be to his liking. There will be a water bottle always in the back seat for thirsty Mr. Peanut. The aux cord will be passed respectfully but evenly from driver to passenger.
Right.
Okay, good.
I will take no calls on speakerphone.
But you will take calls.
If I do take calls, I will try to take them as quietly as possible. Handheld phone.
Good.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yes,
Can you
shoot.
lean back in your seat?
You're really short, Massimo.
Your eyes look like they barely get above the window.
What are you talking about? Let me grab the wheel here.
Yeah, it's above. It looks like the wheel's above your head.
Let me grab the wheel here.
How tall are you, Massimo?
Oh, let's see. I can only do Italian measurements.
Okay.
Venti, grande.
I'm a 30.
Okay, 30 centimeters tall.
Of Bolognese. So yes, I have to use a lot of, as you say in the sleeping industry, pillows to sit on top of.
Okay.
I use a series of mirrors to see better out the window.
Oh no!
So like a telescope or like a periscope from a submarine?
I wish there was a better option, but it's a periscope. It's a full submarine periscope I have to look through.
And I also think I see behind you, I think I see a radar system. Do you just use a radar?
Oh, yes, I'm just going on blips on the screen. So as long
Like
as
an Atari game?
as long as the car doesn't come at me faster than one of those crazy aliens from Galaga, it's okay.
Wow.
I guess so. I
don't know, man. I don't know how good this is looking for you at the moment.
Because also when I said, what do you say when these people have these questions, you basically said you tell them they're 100% right to worry.
What can I say? I'd be worried too, but all I can do is try my best, you know?
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
When you look at Mr. Peanut, to me, there's nothing I find attractive about him, no offense.
Right.
Yeah.
The monocle, the money, the body shape.
The body of a peanut.
You just made the shape of a peanut with your hands and got a boner.
Oh, no. Okay, maybe we put him in a big gown so I don't see the lovely outline of Mr. Peanut.
That's good, yes. Put the burden on him to not make you get attracted to him.
Well, it's just his fault. It's because you look at him and you go, "Oh, Mr. Peanut."
Mr. Peanut, put a dress on already.
Does the penis match the nut, my man?
Man, I don't know,
We've
Massimo.
all wondered that.
I'm really worried that this interview has done more harm than good for you in terms of your
Don't
future
air it.
prospects.
That's fine. Don't air the interview. Please don't air the interview. Please, I beg you. I beg you, please don't put this out there. I need to drive my one true love again, Mr. Pope.
Well, how about this? Why not, instead of trying to get another comparable job, why don't you consider apologizing to the Pope and promising to do better? That worked once with me and my ex-wife.
Apologize for falling in love.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Do you know, I'm not sorry I broke my one rule. Don't fall in love. Well, I had 4 rules. It was my 4th rule, I guess, now that I'm remembering it. but I am sorry that I let the love get in the way of being sensible. I'm sure you two have it as friends where one of you make a crazy decision and the other one not say anything because you love him so much.
I would say that's the mostly the dynamic of our whole relationship is not communicating about what we're going to do and scaring each other, or I guess Buddy scaring me with what he does.
He's a scary guy. You never know what he's going to do next.
It's true. That is true.
It reminds me of the Pope in so many ways. Sometimes the Pope say, hey, Massimo. Look down here. I got a crazy bug bite. And I look down and the Pope holding one testicle outside of his pants. So it looked like a big bug bite. And I go, oh my God.
Does he do the class ring one too?
Oh,
Did he ever do that? Where he says, hey, check out my class ring, but it's his wiener's wrapped around his finger? That's a good one too. Stepped in gum is another one.
Oh, I gotta see him again so I can do that to him. Stepped in gum.
Sat in gum. Sorry, sat in gum. Oh, yeah,
You're putting your testicle at the bottom of your feet.
You pull your foot up and then you pull your nut sack to where it looks like you stepped in a piece of gum, but it's your nut skin.
Nut skin. Oh, Mr. Peanut. There's something here. Maybe we do air this. There's something here.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he does. Maybe he can get to be funnier.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my pitch. Is I make Mr. Peanut as funny as Mr. Pope.
Mr. Pope, man. Yeah, I don't know, Massimo. I don't. We have to air the episode, unfortunately, because otherwise there'll be a big dead chunk in the middle of our hour-long episode. So it's gonna go out there. But I guess, how about this? We're gonna have to let you get out of here. Why don't we let you have one more chance? You kind of give your last pitch to these Nutmobile people, and maybe try to sell yourself in the most positive light. You know, what are the things about you that you bring to the table that nobody else does? That sets you apart from other drivers. And why don't we send you out with the positives? Who is Massimo Lasagna Morona?
Wow, what a wonderful setup. I would say to you at the Nut Corporation, Mr. Peanut, Mrs. Peanut, the little Peanut children, if you want a driver who will get you there on time, who will avoid the bad intersections, who will not make bad small talk, you got him right here. If you want a driver who don't give a shit and he'll never fall in love with your people, he'll never dine and dash with them, he'll never do big funny jokes with them.
You could have left this part out of the pitch probably, but keep going.
I'm not your guy. I don't know what to tell you. It's not going to happen with me, okay? But if Mr. Peanut wants to roll with me, listen to Third Eye Blind's second album.
Oh, no.
Blue.
Oh, no.
Then I never let you down.
Yeah.
I never let you down, Mr. Peanut. I never let you down, Mr. Pope. I'll never let you turn around and say that I'm in love. Yes, I will. The last line was a lie. I remember those 0 days, right, with the Pope. Driving up to that,
My favorite line in that Third Eye Blind song is driving up the Wadawope. Oh, man. Well, Massimo, thank you so much for coming on the show. I do hope for the best. You know, I
think
don't,
you should get it. You sound fun as hell.
Compared to the fucking losers who are probably actually applying for this job, you seem way more interesting, and I think you would at least bring something different to the brand of Planters, you know?
Oh, man, what a compliment. I feel like a...
Right. I'm trying to help you out here. I think
3 feet above the clouds.
You'll never be that tall, but a great thing to aspire to, Massimo. But yeah. Oh, gosh, sorry about that.
Yes, one of the Santa Fe chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Did you drive into that drive-through the wrong way? You're talking out of the passenger seat.
Wait. Hold on. How does this work?
Did you drive in the head first in the exit?
Did you pass the places to pay? No. And get your food?
I went in through the entrance in reverse. So I passed the ordering thing. Oh, wait. No, you're right. I said it wrong, actually.
It's hard to picture.
No, I drove face first, and I passed the window, then I passed the paying window. Now I'm ordering at the passenger side.
Well, great. I guess we can leave you to your order, Massimo, because I'm assuming you'll probably be zooming away before you pay, and I don't want to get that on camera, so we'll just let you do your dine and ditch.
That's a good idea from a very beautiful man.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's hey, be careful. Be careful what you wish for, Massimo. You might just end up in a relationship with me, which will end your life.
Oh! Not before I see His Majesty.
The Pope, of course. Yes. Well, Massimo, thank you so much for being on the show. Best of luck with this interview. Hopefully, we see you driving around in the Nutmobile really, really, really soon.
Fingers crossed.
And before you get out of here, Massimo, is there anything that you've been listening to on the radio or on your phone? Any podcasts or anything that you want to recommend to the audience?
You have to check out the second album from the band 3EB, Third Eye Blind. Blue. It's the one with the blue cover.
Of course.
Listen to the Man Dog Podcast, the Improv and Conversation Podcast. Go to BigGrandewebsite.com. You know these things. And you go see Dan Lippert, John Mackey, and Ryan Rosenberg live in Westerly, Massachusetts, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Brooklyn, New York on May 11th through 14th.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. If I was on the East Coast, I'd fucking be there, baby. Well, Massimo, thank you so much for being here, man.
Yeah.
Good luck. Be safe out there on the road. Be safe with your heart. And we'll catch you on the flip side, my friend.
Dios bless you.
Well, molto freaking Benny, folks. Molto Benny. And what a guest he was, Massimo Lasagna. That's right, Massimo Lasagna. But folks, this brings us to the end of the line. This brings us to number 1 of 10. What we've all been here counting down to for the last, what is this going to be, 5.5 hours? 4 hours? 3 hours? I don't know. Each episode's probably 3 hours. So 6 hours, if you've stuck it out this long, which I hope you have, this is what it's all been building towards. And honestly, my relationship with the guests for our number 1 guest segment of year 2 is tumultuous, we'll say. She's a friend of the show. I try to bring her on because I appreciate what she does. I appreciate her expertise, but it has become challenging. And if you listen to our 100th episode last week, then you do know, in fact, who I am talking about. But this episode that she came on for was back on January 1st of this year. And it was, let me see, what episode was it? It was episode 89 from back in January. And of course, the guest that I am talking about is none other than Tiffany Key Largo. And we brought her on the show to talk about, what did we bring her on to talk about? Oh yeah, I remember now. We brought her on to talk about some pop culture predictions for 2025. To do a little bit of Nostradamusing for 2025. And as always, as it will happen with her on the show, things didn't go exactly on the rails. And so number 1, not ours, but your favorite guest segment of year 2 of the show is none other than Tiffany Key Largo, a recurring character on the show who just so happens to look and sound like very funny, very kind, very cool comedian, Erin Keif. But we are incredibly excited to have this guest on the show. We are always excited to have her on. She's one of your faves. Okay. Okay, don't you start too. Okay. I know I'm going to get enough of it when she gets on. I don't need it to come from you two.
You've been talking about it.
But folks,
you've been trying to book her since the day after she was last on.
Well, because she's such a fan fave.
She got off and you were like, should we book her for next week?
But she's a fan fave. You know, I'm trying.
Is fan your nickname for you? You call yourself Fan?
Come on, buddy. Let me live. Could you just let me live? Could you just let me live? All right. Well, anyway, folks, we're very excited because out with the old, in with the new in 2025.
Oh, that was good.
And no better way to do that than to look to the future with our number one Hollywood insider and friend of the show, Tiffany Key Largo. Tiffany, welcome to the show. Tiffany, are you? I think she's asleep. Tiff, wake up.
Tiff,
wake up, Tiff. You are on.
Oh, hello.
You're live.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Brady, Bet. Thank you for having me.
Brady and
Bet. Okay, Tiff, are you okay?
Yes, I'm excellent.
Cracking open a Gatorade. Tiff, are you?
Oh, sipping it
Tiff,
so tough. Super tough sip.
I think you have to have.
I think you just breathed it actually instead of sipping it. Just breathing it, just getting the flavor down.
She's just taking big whiffs of Gatorade.
Oh, hold the nose. Hated the smell. Hold the nose. Oh, yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, Tiff.
Brady, good to see you.
Great to see you as well. Very good to see you. And I'll say this. I would ask if you're hungover, but I think you would have had to have a night's sleep in order to be hungover. I believe you are sobering up, or
I'm right on the line. right on the line.
I think that quick doze right before you came on might have really brought it on. Bracing yourself with the arm of your chair.
No, I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
You are, Tiff, and that's why we brought you on. You know,
what happened to my hair?
Did you not have blonde hair earlier tonight?
Nope.
You got a haircut? Where do you get a haircut at midnight on New Year's Eve?
I don't know.
Did you do that yourself?
I don't know, Brady. Who's to say?
Okay,
who's to say?
I was party hopping. I was trying to find Brett.
Well, again,
wait,
Tiff,
what was that?
Tiff has been texting me since midnight last night asking what I was planning on doing for New Year's. And I told her we had plans because we needed to cover New Year's Rockin' Eve for the show, so I wasn't going to be able to go out. But Tiff has been texting me nonstop.
Is that what all those texts were?
Yes.
There was one a minute, I think, from maybe when we were watching New Year's Rockin' Eve.
There was one text.
The Ryan Seacrest, Dick Clark, Home Depot.
I don't have his phone number, but I got in touch with his LinkedIn and I sort of blew it up.
Yeah, and the LinkedIn notification on my phone is so annoying.
It's so loud.
Yes.
You kept saying, I don't know how to turn this notification off. And it just kept saying, where you at? Where you at? And then a backslash you up. Where you at / you up.
What's the deal, Brett? You don't want to connect with me professionally?
Tiff, I do want to connect with you professionally. I always do. I always want to connect with you professionally. I just worry sometimes that you're blurring the line.
Choking that down.
I've never seen someone have so much trouble drinking Gatorade. It's
fresh cold. That looks like a fresh
not Gatorade. It is not Gatorade.
It's not Gatorade. It's yellow. What is it? Lemonade or piss?
Not piss. Oh, maybe it is. No, but Tiff,
I'm on a health kick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
We had a plan to bring you on because you're obviously our pop culture expert. So we wanted to talk about what's the 2025, what people can expect. Tiff, you're asleep. Hello. You're either asleep or you're just.
I have to spin. I just spin, Brady.
She has spins. Okay.
Brady!
It's fine.
You keep saying Brady. Okay. Who are you?
Hold on. Let me take.
Brady.
Hey, you're fine. Everything's fine.
What are you doing?
Keep going.
Whispering.
It's working.
Trying to whisper.
It's working. Keep going.
Hey, everything's fine. You're fine. You don't have the spins. The world is under your feet. Ground to yourself.
Is there a dog in my house?
It sounds like
I do not have a dog.
there was definitely a bark.
I don't know that dog. That dog is a stranger to me. I'm
So
here
you got a
to talk-
haircut, you got a dog.
I also got a kiss.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
And you'll hate who it was with.
Oh.
Brett.
Okay, Tiff, look, you can kiss whoever you want, okay? I've said
I doubt
to you,
you'll say that when I tell you who I kissed.
unless it's my ex-wife, I think anyone else would be okay.
What if it was your dad?
Okay.
God. Oh, God.
There's no way you found yourself at the New Year's Eve party with my dad, Tiff. There's no way. My dad goes to a very exclusive New Year's Eve party at a fancy restaurant that he's been going to for
Restaurant
the last
on Main? Yeah.
Yes. No, there's no way they let you in, Tiff. There's
Yeah.
no way.
The bouncer is my twin brother. Estranged, but still.
Wait.
I threatened him and he let me in.
Okay, so you didn't pay because it's a fancy New Year's Eve party that my parents go to every year, and so you didn't pay to get in.
I didn't pay to get in.
Okay, and you didn't really kiss my father on that midnight, did you?
Where was your mom at?
I sort of shoved her out of the way. She got lost in the crowd, and while she was making her way back to your father,
Brienne? You shoved Brienne down?
I did. I shoved Brienne. Can you believe I shoved my future mother-in-law?
Okay, Tiff.
Is that why you did your hair different so she wouldn't recognize you? When
You're really putting the pieces
Brett?
together, Sherlock Holmes.
This is a whole plan. This was like you, as a spy, you cut your hair, you dyed your hair. I'm watching The Agency on Paramount Plus right now. They got a lot of spy
Is it any
stuff
good?
going on. It's very good. But there's a lot of spy stuff going on, so it feels like you really changed your entire
Tiff's
appearance.
opening the Domino's app on her phone. I could see.
You guys want anything?
Tiff, we're
I'm
okay.
getting all the dessert.
You're not even ordering a pizza.
No, I'm getting all
Just
the dessert. You guys
the
want anything?
brownies? You just doing the brownies?
I'm doing the hot brownie.
The hot
Doing the
brownies.
twisty cinnamon bread.
Oh wow!
Y'all want a liter of Sprite? What are we thinking?
Yeah,
No, I'm
definitely
okay.
Sprite's good. The bubbles
I'm
are
okay.
good. Do Sprite because it's good and
For
it doesn't
you.
have caffeine, though. It doesn't have caffeine, so you get the sugar, you get the bubbles and all that. That's perfect hangover. Sprite's the best.
Your dad's texting me, Brett.
No,
He said thanks for the kiss.
come on, Tiff.
Your dad said thanks for the kiss, Tiffany.
My dad has never texted me once. He claims to not know how to use his phone, and you're telling me that you kissed him and all of a sudden he learned technology.
Well, we
at 3
connected on
o'clock in the
LinkedIn.
morning? Okay.
We're going to connect professionally.
I see. Okay, Tiff, I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make me jealous because for some reason, no matter how hard I tell you, I don't want to date you or be in any kind of sort of romantic situation with you. And so you're trying to make me jealous by
You
going
said I was a
after-
fan favorite and that you're the fan.
I know. Buddy said that my name was Fan, and it was a very convoluted thing that I'm surprised you understood in the state that you're in. But
Brett,
what, Tiff?
you watch all my Instagram stories like right away.
They autoplay, Tiff. It autoplays. If you start one, it goes
Got
through
excuses
all
for
of
that.
it.
Yeah, but that
everything.
means you're
Got
interested
excuse.
enough in me that your algorithm puts me kind of right after the people you are interested in. Isn't that interesting?
Okay, well,
What
look,
time does he watch them?
Right away, middle of the night sometimes.
You do middle of the night posts.
yeah, Tiff, you're the only person who's posting stuff when I'm usually awake and scrolling. Okay, so it just happens that way. But Tiff, this isn't why we brought you on the show. We didn't bring you on the show because we wanted you to try to make me jealous by kissing my father.
What kind of kiss was it?
Okay, buddy.
Is it just like
French.
it was French?
It was a French kiss.
So
No.
with fries?
Yes.
Buddy, what are you talking about?
French
Leave
kisses
Brady
when you-
alone. Leave Brady alone. Brady
French
knows what he's
kisses
talking
when
about.
you both have a fry. One has a waffle fry, one has a regular fry. Then you kiss and you swap fries.
What? I don't. Okay.
Never
if that's
French
what you
kiss?
think is-
2025, let's go. I think Joe Biden is going to win the presidential election.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You missed it. That happened in
I missed
November.
what?
It happened in November. The election happened already. Donald Trump beat Joe Biden 2 months ago.
What? I didn't even get a chance to vote for Trump. I didn't even get a chance.
You did have a chance, but you
it.
missed your chance, we'll say.
Yeah, you didn't need it.
Yeah. This is actually why we brought you on, Tiff, because you have such a beat on pop culture in the world that we thought you would be able to make some great predictions for what could happen. This is why we brought you on. This is what the audience wants to hear, okay? So if there's more stuff like this is actually in the zone of why we initially asked you to be on.
I think that Kanye West is going to interrupt Taylor Swift at the VMAs, and it's going to be a whole thing.
Okay, that happened years ago, Tiff. It feels
What are you
like
talking about?
that happened. I don't even know what year. I think it was in like
1930.
That happened in 1930, Tiff. It might as well have happened in 1930.
Yeah, I think Tiff's.
That's when your dad was born, right?
No, my dad was born in 1947.
Brett, I imagined it was you. I thought about it being you, Brett.
Which honestly makes sense when you see my father and you see me. My father looks exactly like me, except
hair,
his nose is bigger, his ears are longer, and he has a nerve damage in his lip that makes his bottom lip hang a little bit loose.
Is that a second Gatorade?
It's a different Gatorade.
A lukewarm Gatorade? Are you chasing a regular Gatorade with a lukewarm?
Neither of these are Gatorade. I don't know how to stress that enough. Brett,
Sheesh.
you know that
What?
New Year's thing where you get 12 grapes, and then you
I'm
eat.
unfamiliar with it.
This is real. It's a
Okay,
hot
it's real.
take.
Okay.
This is real.
You get 12 grapes. I'm going to
Okay.
throw up blood, I think. Hold on.
Holding.
We're holding.
Holding.
We are.
Okay. You get 12 grapes, and then you crawl under a table, and you make 12 wishes on the grapes, and your wishes will come true that year.
Okay.
Great.
And I did that at the restaurant,
Okay.
and I wished on all the grapes that
Okay.
you would fall in love with me.
Well, Tiff, first of all, I am positive you made up this thing.
Look it up.
Okay, I will.
I'm going to order Domino's, and you look it up right now.
Let's go to Google. 12
under
grapes,
the table, autofilled,
New
by the
Year's
way. Eating 12
tradition.
grapes under the table. When the clock starts 12, make sure you're under the dinner table shoveling grapes in your mouth while balancing a glass of champagne and trying not to
this
choke
is
so you
true.
can bring good luck and ensure your resolutions are accomplished.
The face of a man who realized he's about to fall in love with me because of grape magic.
You got grape magic, bro.
But okay, first of all, I'll say this: what I'm seeing right now,
It's
it doesn't say
everywhere.
that it doesn't say that it is a wish thing. It says that it just brings you good fortune. So
Well, what is wishes then?
specific fortune. Wishes is narrow focused fortune where you want only one good thing. One thing is the positive result. Okay? This seems like a generalized good fortune thing. So maybe you'll just have some good luck this year, Tiff, and it's not going to involve me. Okay?
You wish.
What would I have to do, Tiff?
Can I say something?
Yes, sure, buddy.
Can I reveal something?
Go ahead, Brady.
I caught Brett. He didn't know it.
What?
At midnight,
What?
he was watching your story
He was what?
and he kissed his phone. He kissed his phone at your story. You had the kissy face, your kissy face story,
no.
and he kissed the story.
Buddy, you shouldn't have shared that story because what actually happened is actually much sadder than what you thought happened. I was eating a chicken nugget and a little piece of the breading fell onto my phone. And I had a Diet Coke in one hand and my phone in the other. And I was not kissing my phone. I was slurping up the little breading crumb of the chicken nugget that was on my phone screen. Tiff, do not take this as a sign.
He loves me. He loves me.
It was a hands-free breading slurp. It was not a kiss.
He did, and I heard him. He went. And then he goes, I love you.
And again,
so good.
I am not
so
proud
good.
to admit this.
So good.
But I was telling the chicken breading that I loved it. Okay, the truth is actually sadder than the fantasy that you have developed here.
I don't believe that for a second.
I know you don't, Tiff, and you never will.
I think the Game of Thrones finale is absolutely going to pop off. Okay. I think everyone's going to love how they bring it all home.
Tiff, I feel like maybe you are reading a document from years ago. I think maybe you are, or you had a spreadsheet that you organized in a certain way, and you have organized these predictions in.
No, let me read the next couple, and then you'll see. I think that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are going to finally tie the knot.
Okay.
I think that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck might get back together. I know that's crazy. I think, and this is going to sound crazy, but I think Will Smith might slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. I know that sounds crazy.
If you actually haven't seen these things happen yet, then this is incredible.
I couldn't get into Game of Thrones. All the actors looked too cold.
It is the fun thing here, as Buddy just said, though, Tiff, is that if this is not some sort of weird clerical mistake in a spreadsheet or like list that you've made where you're putting old predictions or old things that have happened into this spreadsheet, and you have not actually seen or experienced everything that you've already said, this does put you on par with like some pretty powerful future tellers.
Nostradamus.
You are in the vein of the Nostradamus if you are not aware of these things having happened and you're still predicting them, because they did all happen.
Brett, that means so much to me. Let's not let another year go by where you're not my husband, huh?
Okay, I've decided I will never get married again.
Dum 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 dum.
Don't do this.
Dum dum dum. Buddy, you're ordained, right?
Yeah. The Octopus College, whatever that is. The
What?
Church of the Octopus. You don't know what that is?
No.
Yeah, for Church of the Flying Octopus?
Oh.
Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Okay.
This is Spaghetti Monster.
I love being able to draw this connection between an octopus and a spaghetti monster in your mind, because I know exactly why those two things are similar to you. Because
I've been ordained for a long time.
Oh, okay.
The Spaghetti Monster Church.
Right. Okay. Right. And that, of course, looks like an octopus because the noodles are like its arms, which is what your brain did. That was kind of the connection that your brain made.
That is correct.
That you were like, oh, that spaghetti looks like tentacles, so it must be an octopus.
So I can do it.
Stop spitting the Gatorade back in the bottle, Tiff.
It's not Gatorade. I think that one's piss, and I think the blue one is maybe old blood.
Old blood?
Like blood without oxygen in it?
It's my old blood is in there. It's my old blood.
It's a cleanse. It's a classic cleanse drink. You're pissing your old blood, and then
look,
it's a classic cleanse. I'm on a health kick. I'm going to get fit.
Oh, Tiff, you're in great shape. Come on. You don't need...
Incredibly fit.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm hungover drunk and I'm begging the same guy to love me that I've been begging for the last... Since what was it? 2020?
2020, 2021, maybe. I think 2020.
I've been begging the same guy to love me since 2020. It's 2025. That's half a decade later. That's longer than college, Brett.
Just agree to one date, dude. Give it a shot, bro.
No, look, here's like, look, I'll tell you the truth.
Give my shot. I'm not.
I'm going to tell you the truth, Tiff.
Oh, I do think Hamilton, when it premieres, is going to really shake up the musical theater world.
It came out and it was a huge smash, Tiff.
And I knew it would be.
Yeah, okay. But look, I'm going to tell you now, just directly, okay? I am not interested in
Before
dating.
you say,
Whoa.
you have a choice. I can be your wife or I can be your stepmom. Pick your poison.
Yeah.
I guess in reality, I think stepmom is fine. But also, I don't think my parents are getting divorced unless you know something that I don't know. They're very, for a
But if you become a
80-year-old
stepmom,
couple,
then I'm going to be into you. Because I have been hooking up with my stepmom.
Yeah, Buddy has legitimately been hooking up with his own stepmom.
Is that
for about
canon?
A year now. That is canon.
Big time.
Hell yeah. I love that for you. Bruddy. Good for you, Bruddy. Brett is the best thing about this place. You know that, right, Brett?
What'd you say?
Brett is the best thing about this place. You're a naysayer.
I'm not a naysayer.
You're a negative Nancy. Oh, I don't love you. Oh, I don't want to date you.
Yeah.
Look, Tiff, I don't mean to be so forceful. I'll be honest with you. This is going to sound harsh, but this is the only way that I know how to say this. If you didn't want it so bad... there might be a chance that I'd be interested. But you just know when somebody just like kind of puts themselves in front of you and they're like, anything you want, all you want, I'll do anything.
Want the people that want you, Brett.
Nah, you want the people who treat you like shit. That's the way that it goes. You want somebody that keeps you on your toes. You want somebody who's like you every night.
You actually have a chance right now to be with someone who's into you instead of your ex-wife who hated you from the start.
I'm a catch.
Buddy,
I'm a catch. I have a new dog. I have a new haircut. I have $20,000 in unpaid parking tickets. I'm a catch.
Oh. I thought you were going to say like $20,000 in savings.
Yeah, I don't think I want to accrue more debt by getting into a relationship with somebody. But no, there's something to this idea. Look, I know it's like a very classic man thing, but the second somebody wants you, you don't want them no more. You know what I mean? And so, like, I'm not saying that even you flipping the script and being mean to me would make me want to be with you, Tiff.
Or is that whole thing that's like black cat, golden retriever? And that's how heteronormative relationships have to work, is the woman has to be the black cat and the guy has to be the golden retriever. You're saying I have to play it cool and be indifferent?
How do you know so many things? Black cat, golden.
Are you just not on the internet?
Too? The black cat golden retriever is a metaphor for relationship dynamic where two people with opposite personalities complement each other.
I'll be honest with you.
If I'm the chasing kind of golden retriever that loves unconditionally, you're less interested in me?
And you're a full black cat, dude.
I think that actually the better metaphor for the type of relationship that I am looking for is century-old tortoise and black cat. Where I just
Are you the cat?
No, I'm the old tortoise who doesn't move around very much.
Okay.
Just kind of has somebody bringing him lettuce and like scratching his shell.
And what does the tortoise do for the cat?
Protection.
Interesting. Protection?
Yeah.
Protection.
What does that mean?
I'm a big, strong
they can't
shell.
move around?
Yeah, but you could hide underneath me.
Protection. That's the strangest thing you could have possibly said. You haven't thought this through. You need to manifest. You got to write down your goals here, Brett. You're a mess.
Well, we're going to do that on Friday in the bonus headline. You can get on patreon.com/Brett the Mod Show, where we're going to talk about our New Year's resolution. So maybe
you're welcome for the accidental plug. You know what, Brett? My New Year's resolution is to stop chasing you. Yes. Let the tide turn. You know, I'm going to go kiss your dad.
Yes.
And if you want to contact me, you have to message me on LinkedIn, and I might not respond.
That's what you need to do.
And that's okay, Tiff. And I think that's honestly...
Hello? It's Domino's.
They're calling?
They are quick if they are delivering.
There's nothing wrong with the order. I ordered 15 brownies. Okay. I love you too.
Oh, Tiff.
Good.
Did you just tell the delivery guy from Domino's that you love him?
Okay, well, a little judgmental. I see him more than anyone.
And can I just clarify what just happened? You got a call from Domino's because they thought your order was too unusual, so they wanted to double check it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, look, Tiff, I guess I'll give you my blessing to chase my father.
Thank
the
you.
87-year-old man who is, in canon, very short. Canonically, my dad is very short and my mother is incredibly tall. So you can absolutely just go after my tiny little father.
I'm going to throw him through the wall.
Honestly, he'd love it. He'd absolutely love it. My dad's looking for some excitement.
He's a big
days.
Kool-Aid
I hope you have a good year watching the Super Bowl where Justin Timberlake is going to have a wardrobe malfunction with Janet Jackson.
Hey, well, honestly, a wardrobe malfunction happened at the New Year's Eve party, as you probably know if you were watching.
I was too busy Frenching your dad.
Which is, of course, putting a shoestring fry,
Yes.
and a waffle fry in your mouth, and swapping them. Well, look.
Well, good luck to you, buddy.
Thank
Okay.
you. Good luck to you
That I
as
mean.
well.
That I mean.
Don't
I mean it as
exclude
well.
me.
I think you're great.
I think you're great.
I
think
think
y'all
you're
be great
great too.
together.
This is the problem. People think that just because I won't tell them I love them, that I don't think they're cool and that they're great. People who listen to this episode
try
are
every
like,
week.
"We love you. Say it back." And I'm like, I don't have to fucking tell you that I love you for me to think you're cool and appreciate you. Okay?
Buddy and I are good friends, and we say I love you to each other all the time. Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Well, Tiff,
We text all the time.
We text all the time.
Super funny texter, by the way.
We laugh and laugh. You are so funny over text,
You
buddy.
Well,
kill
see-
me. You're so fast.
see,
with
this
it.
is what I'm
The
saying.
best part of her is she sends me texts that are so funny from like 2015, 2016.
I'm like, it's like jokes about Pokemon Go, and he laughs and
Oh,
laughs.
it's so good. I'm like, I forgot. I'm always like, I forgot about that.
So that was why I heard you do. I heard you watching the Grape Lady video the other day.
Yes, yeah. I was like,
And I didn't make that reference because I knew you did a perfect impression, Tiff. I didn't force you to do that. No, but what I'm saying is this is what I'm saying. Tiff, we've never had a conversation that didn't involve you throwing yourself at me. So I don't even really know you beyond the
that's
fact that you're in
right.
love with me. So it's like,
right.
all I'm saying is maybe, how about this for a 2025 New Year's resolution? Tiff, why don't we try to get to know each other? How that?
We'll see.
Okay.
The tide has turned.
No, come on.
It
Tiff.
has changed. I will be the one who is chased now.
Tiff, come on.
Ugh.
I can't tell if
God,
you're
it
repulsed
sound-
by me or you're just hungover.
Oh, God.
What's
oh, no.
happening?
I'm so sick.
Actually turned full green.
I gotta go to the hospital.
No, okay. Well, Tiff, if you do need to go to the hospital, you absolutely should.
I gotta go.
If you need a way to save money on going to the hospital, get the Domino's guy to take you.
It's a
when he
great
shows
idea.
up.
His
He'll
name
take
is
anything
Jeff.
anywhere.
That's true.
Get Jeff to take you.
I'll have him send you guys the tracker so you know where I'm at.
Great. Thanks.
Wait, is that how it works? Okay.
We can
Well-
track and find out which hospital you're at.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
well,
if I'm
Tiff,
fully
yeah.
cooked, if they're baking me or not.
Get Jeff to take you to the hospital, get some fluids in you.
I can feel my heartbeat in my head.
I'm very worried, so we will let you go. So you can-
also very
and we're super serious.
I love you both, not you, Brett.
We love. I'll say it. We love you.
And I'll say it in a platonic way, Tiff. I love you too.
He said it.
Okay.
He said it.
Don't
He
take
said-
it, but
I'll be back.
I'll be back. All right, bye. Oh God, she's vomiting. Oh no, I'm gonna take her off. I'm gonna take her off.
And there it is, folks. That was number one. That's the end. That's the end of the top 10 that you all selected in a very, very close vote. I mean, honestly, a lot of these guests were tied, if I'm being totally honest, and or tied or within like 1% of each other. And it was very hard for me to decide how to order them, but I ended up just putting them in the order that I wanted. Most of these this was the true top 10, but I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these people were tied, and I kind of put them in an arbitrary order. Okay? That's the truth. But folks, I got to say, after 2 years of doing this show, this is the longest I've ever commit to doing anything in my life. Everything that I've always done, there's been breaks, there's been sort of lulls, there's been times when I've commit less, there's been times that I've commit more, there's times that I took extended breaks. And I'm telling you right now, I got nothing but gas in the tank for this show, folks. And that's because there's so many people out there right now who are listening to the show, interacting with the show, enjoying the show, joining us on Patreon, jumping into the Discord and having fun, showing us the love that they show for the show, and making sure that we know that it's appreciated. And I appreciate that. And so I just got to say from the bottom of my heart, and I know if Buddy was here, he would say the same damn thing. I got to say thank you all sincerely for 100 episodes, 2 years of this show. Thank you so much for the success that you have allotted us for our Patreon. We are constantly inching closer to 300 patrons over there. If you listen to the show and you like the show and you want to support us, please go to patreon.com/Brett the Mott Show. Don't go into the Apple OS app because they'll take a huge fee. Go into a browser, subscribe over there, jump into the Discord, and have a chat. It's an awesome place. It's awesome. There's tons of great stuff on Patreon, including all of the bonus headlines that we've released since the start of that Patreon, all the video recordings of this show, all the back catalog of this show. So you got year one in there too. You got the early stuff if you want to hear it and see what this show was about back in the day. But I just really appreciate it, folks. I don't want to get sentimental. You know I'm not really that sentimental of a guy, but I really, truly do appreciate all the support you guys have given us for the past 2 years. And all I can say is we ain't stopping. You know, we've had to take a week off here and there, but we come back strong. We come back huger. Yeah, we're coming back huger. And when we come back, we're going to have some great guests in the next few weeks, folks. We got a few people on the docket that we're trying to get in here that are absolute killers. Not real like serial killers and stuff. We're never going to interview anybody that killed nobody, I hope. Unless they killed somebody and they didn't tell us about it. But we got some fucking bangers of guests coming up. And we appreciate you sticking around for the ride and taking it with us, folks, because the show wouldn't be possible without y'all sending us in all these great articles that we can then go out and look for guests for the show for. So keep doing that. Send them to us on Instagram. Send them to us on Discord if you're on the Discord. And even if all you can do is just listen to the show, leave us a comment, a review on Spotify. Leave us a review on iTunes. Of course, we read those at the beginning of every episode of the show. Post about the show in other Discord communities, Reddit forums, whatever. Anytime you get a chance to, please tell people about the show, because that's the best way that this show grows, is when somebody tells their friends how fun it is. That's the best way to grow the show and the best way to support us. So please keep doing that, folks. We know you will, and we appreciate you. And look, don't tell Buddy I said this, but I love you. I do. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody out there who gives us the time that they give us every week. So thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you for 2 years of the show. Thank you for all the subscriptions on Patreon and all the likes and reviews and stuff so far on social media. And folks, we got plenty of gas left in the tank, so don't you worry. We'll be here for a long time coming. Well, and truthfully, we'll be back here again next week. Next Wednesday with another free episode of the show. So please, please, please keep it locked here on the feed. And folks, until that time, all I can say is, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. And hey, have a freaking good one.